effects, makeup, high heels, whatever. It means nothing without a song. You can paint a car beautiful color. It has to have an engine. Songs are the engine. So to be surrounded by the people who inspired me and to have this night of acknowledgement, it's tough to beat it.
That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, the brake tap and stop and go is already underway. Northbound 65 up to the South Loop. Then if you are eastbound 440, you're trying to get up to 40 via 24. It is pretty backed up there at the 24 interchange. Otherwise, northbound 65, pretty slow going. So is the westbound East Loop downtown. And then, of course, the usual slowdown there going eastbound on the South Loop. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hello, friends and neighbors. It is the Matt Murphy Radio Show, just like Big Voice Guy said. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. A few things he did not tell you. It is Friday. Hello. Happy Friday to all of you. For most of you, you're sliding your way to the weekend. We're going to talk about you weekend warriors coming up at 5 o'clock this afternoon, but we thank you for everything that you do for us over the course of weekend. It is June 12. Last I checked, it's the year of our Lord 2026. We thank you for being around for the 4 hours that we have, and we're in progress on this Friday edition. It's episode 1056, episode 1056. Every day I get the pleasure of readjusting all of these little things to make sure that my sound in my headphone sounds as good as humanly possible so that we can make our sound in your speaker sounds as good as humanly possible. 1,056 of these visits together, and I've loved almost every single one of them. You can find us on the radio dial 99.7 FM. We're also on TuneIn, Spotify, iHeart, a variety of other apps, our own app, Supertalk 99.7 WTN, and then, of course, Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, where I have yet to get an invitation to join into the proceedings, and that is up to Jackson Williams to provide said invitation. And I would like an invitation presently, sir, because I've got some photos to show from the birthday party that we held earlier today in the Murphy compound. Big birthday party, big celebration. Young Larry Munson celebrating his 11th birthday today.
Oh, little Munford.
Yeah, how about that? That would be Munson, but yes, indeed. Jackson, what's going on in there, brother? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Jackson Williams behind the glass, making sure that everything that comes out of our speaker sounds as good as humanly possible. Then there's Ken Waver. He delivers headlines twice an hour when it breaks. And he, generally speaking, thrills us with not only his acumen, but his jovial attitude and his all-in-out good spirit. Hello, Ken.
How about you boys?
How you doing?
I'm all right. Give little Munson special scratchings for me.
I will. I'll
Ken,
do that.
it's Munford.
He likes it right on the right there where his tail is, right on the on his behind.
Yep, that's the special scratching place
Oh, my
right there.
goodness gracious! You get him right there, and he'll just stand there and give you the side eye for as long as you do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Munson enjoys the scratches quite a bit. Mrs. Beasley enjoys attention and doesn't care for Munson getting it.
So this is a hard day for little Miss Weasley.
Well, and tough. Well, we don't know when Beasley's birthday is, and so Munson's birthday is actually June 11th, but for some reason we celebrated this morning. I think it's because his little cake wasn't ready. Apparently he got a cake. He got a ball cake.
What was the flavor?
I don't know. Dog food? I don't know. I'm not going to try it. He likes to have these orange and blue balls, and he likes to carry two around in his mouth at all times.
Yep.
We call them his pacifiers, his passies. Got to have his passies. And if anything happens, like if there's any activity, if somebody comes to the door, if we're going outside, if we're doing anything,
He's got to have...
the first thing he's got to do is find his pacifiers.
That's his stuff.
Where's my, yeah, we can't. It's funny you say that, kid. I've got a little voice that Munson's voice. Where are my things? He sounds a little like the fella in Office Space.
Yes.
Milton in Office Space.
Okay, but I'm going to have to burn down the building.
I'm gonna. I don't know. I need my. Those are my things. And so if you take his balls and try to put them in the basket, he's. Excuse me. Those are my things.
Right.
You're moving my things. I don't appreciate it. Anyway.
Oh, Munford, happy birthday.
Thank you, Jackson. I will let Munson know that you wished him a happy birthday. Hey, Ken.
Yes, sir.
Without regard for Jackson's intentional mispronunciation of my poor dog's name, any guesses? You know where the name came from? Are you familiar with where the name came from?
You have told me before, but I've forgotten.
The sitcom Munford and Sons.
That's
The sitcom.
All right. There's so many.
Subsequently,
There's so many different wrong things in one small sentence. It's a tea time. The name's wrong. It was Sanford and Son. There's a band called, I think, Munford and Sons, I don't know. I don't know.
There's a band, Munford and Son.
Yeah, so there's you had like four wrong things in a sentence that was only 6 words long.
subsequently.
Yes. Subsequently, you're not allowed to talk anymore today. That's
okay.
No, I'm just kidding. It's jokes.
I'm on strike.
Larry Munson was the longtime voice of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Okay.
And we loved Larry Munson greatly. And I always said that I wanted to have a dog and I wanted to name him Munson. And then along came Munson and we named him Munson. And there you go.
And there you go, by
11 years
golly.
later. Ken?
Yes, sir.
At the risk of offending you, I'm going to do something.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You just did a news story
Yes, sir.
highlighting the fact that, amongst others, that the two artists who were primarily responsible for most of the hits performed by the band Kiss,
Yes, sir.
Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley,
Yes, sir.
have been introduced into the, what is it? The Songwriters?
Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. No, not just anybody gets into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, everyone.
Not just anybody.
No.
You got to write songs.
You got to write songs and you got to write good ones.
Yes, sir.
And I want to share with you a dramatic reading
Okay.
of one of the songs that got Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley into the the Songwriters Hall of Fame. You ready?
Yes, sir.
You show us everything you've got. You keep on dancing and the room gets hot. You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy. You say you want to go for a spin. The party's just begun. We'll let you in. You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy. You keep on shouting. You keep on shouting. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. You keep on saying you'll be mine for a while. You're looking fancy, and I like your style. You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy. You show us everything you've got. Baby, baby, that's quite a lot. You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy. You keep on shouting, you keep on shouting. Now, we're all going to sit through this, so you just better buckle up. Y'all ready? I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. Two more. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day.
Yeah.
Shakespeare ain't got nothing on that.
Take it away, Weaver.
I never really was a big Kiss fan.
See, I knew. Jackson led me astray. Jackson said, I bet you're going to upset Weaver. I bet Jackson assumed you were a Kiss fan, Weaver.
I mean, I don't dislike them, but I was AC/DC.
Yeah, I'm all about some AC/DC.
Was that like a East versus West thing?
Yeah, I guess you could say that, Jackson. It was a turf war. I was big time AC/DC. I loved AC/DC. I first experienced AC/DC after, was it Brian Johnson who came in?
Yeah, after Bon Scott
After
died.
Bon Scott died. And then you go back and you listen to the Bon Scott stuff, and pretty incredible that they were able to keep their momentum going and become even bigger than ever before when they brought Brian Johnson in. I was always AC/DC myself. Kiss, at the risk of offending you Kiss aficionados and fans out there, always felt like Kiss was way overrated in most part because of the spectacle that they presented on stage. And you know what? If that's what you're there for,
sure.
Yeah, I mean, go for it.
I mean, I've got a Kiss faves on my phone. The songs from Kiss that I like the most. I've got a playlist of them.
Yeah,
but I could take them or left. I'll put it to you this way. I never bought a Kiss album or cassette, ever.
Yeah. I somehow inherited, I had a buddy of mine who worked for the Birmingham Police Department who asked me if I was into record albums, and I said, well, I am into record albums. And he said, well, I want to bring you a collection of albums. And he brought me this collection of incredible albums. But among them were just about every Kiss album that you can imagine, which were all original pressings, which I,
That's
appreciated. No,
yeah.
It's very good.
Sure.
It's great. But yeah, I mean, not so sure about all of that. Now, Alanis Morissette, I got into that.
I like it. You know what? I like her more now than I did then. I think I appreciate her more now than I did then. I probably should have appreciated her more then, but during that time, I was more into Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Corrosion of Conformity, Metallica, Megadeth,
Corrosion of Conformity,
Pantera.
You and my brother would have gotten along big time. Yeah, he was what was it? Method of Destruction.
Method of Destruction.
There was one. What was the band name? You can't say it. Suicidal Tendencies.
Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Brian was into all of that stuff. Boy, he loved it. Absolutely loved it. He Metallica. He bowed before the altar of Metallica, so to speak. My lawn guy says, I figured your dog was named after Roy Munson from Kingpin. Thanks a lot, Justin. That's not true. But, it's that's fair. It's fairer than, what are you saying, Sanford and Son? I don't even know what you're saying in there.
Yeah, Munford and Sons, the beloved 90s sitcom.
Sanford's. It's named after Lamont.
Grady.
Yeah, Grady. Bubba. Bubba was my favorite, man.
I liked Grady a lot, but Bubba was pretty. Oh, Fred. Greg, googly moogly.
I want my daddy's records.
Dude, you missed out. You need to go back and watch it. Sanford and Son was just so damn hokey, and they owned it.
Man.
They just owned it. The whitest white boy as a cop you'll ever meet, you'll ever see in your life. Oh, yes, Mr. Sanford. We seem to have apprehended the assailant several blocks away, and they caught the dude, Fred. Okay,
That's right.
remember because he'd always talk about.
They'd have to interpret.
Right, and Fred would look at the white guys. We've apprehended the suspected assailant, at several blocks away, blah, blah, blah. He's talking, and Fred's just looking at him, and then he looks at the black cop. They caught the dude. Oh, good. Put it back in the mailbox. Have a glass of Ripple.
Ripple, boy. Woo, they drank that Ripple.
They did. I used to love that Ripple. All right, we got lots to get into. I mean, I assume we've got several things to get into. Pete Buttigieg is all in on dismantling the Constitution of the United States of America. I've got a couple of clips on that front for you. Many liberals are very, very upset about the free market working to the advantage of so many other Americans. Today, I am referring, of course, to Elon Musk becoming the world's first trillionaire. And you can, make the argument that he is a trillionaire on paper alone, but a trillionaire nonetheless. Elon Musk's SpaceX began trading at $150 a share today, above its listing price of $135 a share, making Elon the first trillionaire following the IPO. The rocket and satellite company raised a record $75 billion, valuing the company at roughly $1.8 trillion, pushing the value of Musk's stake in SpaceX to an estimated $690 billion. The company's trading on the NASDAQ under the ticker SPCX after pricing its IPO Thursday. Combined with his holdings in the electric vehicle company Tesla, as well as other investments and assets, Musk's net worth is now an estimated $1.1 trillion, which is a difficult amount of money to understand or comprehend. SpaceX, their stock jumped after trading began. It rose to $168.75 a share before paring some of those gains to trade around $158 a share, rebounded, and reached a high of $176.52. Now, this story was written, an hour or so ago. So I have no idea exactly what it was trading at later on in the trading day. I don't even know if I assume the trading day goes until 3:30, but I could be wrong. Trading ends at 3:30 Central Time.
I believe so.
Is that right? I should know. I guess I should know. So investor demand for SpaceX was intense. Reuters reported that the company attracted more than $250 billion in orders, while Bloomberg News reported that retail investors alone submitted more than $70 billion in requests for shares. The company is expected to allocate at least 20% of the offerings to retail investors, an unusually large portion for individual investors in a deal of this size. The IPO raised $75 billion, was the largest in history, surpassing the $29 billion of Aramco, which is a Saudi Arabian deal in 2019. The IPO cemented Musk's status as the richest person in the world, pushing his value over $1 trillion. Here's what this story doesn't really go into and what it should, and I can give you some of the background on SpaceX and some of the background on Elon Musk. More importantly than Elon Musk becoming a trillionaire, Elon Musk, in announcing this IPO, this public offering, and in putting this out to the average shareholder for purchase at their desire, he created not one, not two, not 100, not 200, not 400, not 1,000, 4,400 individuals who were not previously millionaires are now millionaires today. According to the IPO filing, SpaceX will maintain a dual class share structure, leaving control firmly in Musk's hands. Class B shares will carry 10 votes each, while publicly traded Class A shares will carry 1 vote each. Musk is expected to retain roughly 85% of the company's voting power following the offering. Some 4,400 current and former SpaceX employees have become millionaires today through stock compensation accumulated during their time at the company. That, according to the New York Times. That's an analysis based on thehill.com. If shares trade above their initial offering price following Friday's debut, SpaceX's valuation could climb even higher, potentially pushing Musk's net worth beyond the $1 trillion threshold into the stratosphere. Now, needless to say, liberals don't like this one little bit, and they ignore the amount of economic activity that goes on and around SpaceX. They focus in on the fact that Elon, well, just listen to, let's see, where is she? I have to bleep her, and I might miss. I'm going to try to do this on the fly. Well, actually, I'll tell you what. We'll take a break so I can hook up with the invitation, and then we'll do it. Because our good friend, Representative Jayapal, Pramila, or whatever the hell her name is, Jayapal?
Pramila
Jayapal. She doesn't like this one bit and said that it is BS. But she said the BS, that Elon Musk is now a trillionaire, that no one should ever be a trillionaire ever, 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 ever. Ignoring the residual impact of Elon Musk and what he has done for the world. What he has done for the world. They hate him. They hate him because he's successful in spite of government, not because of it. It's 24 after the hour on Supertalk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy, and let's spend a moment talking about your bugs. Bugs bug me. Do bugs bug you? Probably so, especially in your home, in your basement, in your crawl space, in your walls, on your floors, everywhere around your home, in your yard. It is an annoyance that needs to be dealt with. And it could cause serious concern for health reasons. Health issues abound when bugs are around, and serious concerns when it comes to your pets and your property when we're talking about termites. There is a solution available for you, friends, and it comes in the form of U.S. Pest. J.K. and Erica Brister are great at what they do. I like to say that they love the United States of America because they do. They hate bugs because they do. And if you hate bugs like them, you need to call U.S. Pest and get them on your team. If you're unsatisfied with your current pest control service, or you simply feel like you might be paying too much, let's get with U.S. Pest to get to your home, to give you a free evaluation to see what's going on inside of your home, and they'll let you know what they can do for you on a monthly basis or however often you need them. 590-1260, 590-1260, or online at US Pest. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy. Legendary coach Lou Holtz once said, before people spend money, they ask 3 questions. Can I trust you? Are you committed to excellence? And do you care about me? Friends, at Eurofix, the answer is an emphatic yes on all 3 of those questions. They've built their business by answering the questions that way. Back in 1999, owner Aaron Stokes was by himself in a one-car garage. He moved into a shop and a barn behind his home so he could be closer to his family. By now, in 2026, he's got 5 separate locations. We've lost Aaron, but the commitment to excellence still remains at Eurofix. Belle Meade, Franklin, Nashville, Murfreesboro, and Mount Juliet, with more to come. All work performed comes with a 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty, plus a rental car is available at every appointment. So go ahead and ask the question. Can you trust them? Do they care? Are they committed to excellence? An emphatic yes on all 3 of those fronts. Call or book today at myEurofix.com. That's myEurofix.com or 844-EUROFIX for Eurofix.
Full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. Ebola cases in the Democratic Republic of Congo surpassing 600 as the outbreak continues to spread. The DRC's recorded 635 confirmed cases, 127 deaths. This according to the country's Minister of Health. Meanwhile, in neighboring Uganda, there were 19 confirmed cases and 2 deaths, the country's health officials say. All this as soccer fans flock to the United States for the World Cup. ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel says fans should not be concerned about the disease.
This is not COVID or measles where it's going to be airborne spread. Ebola transmission really requires close contact and exposure to bodily fluids. Usually if you are a healthcare provider or you're a caregiver or you have a burial ritual, which is exactly how it was spreading or suspected so in Africa.
Here in this country, federal regulators are fast-tracking a treatment for a dangerous parasite now reappearing in the U.S. It's called nitropyrum, and it's used for emergency use against New World screwworm in dogs and cats. The larvae feed on living tissue and can infect pets, livestock, and occasionally humans. Recent cases reported in Texas and New Mexico have raised concern among animal health officials. 9 cases since yesterday there in New Mexico and Texas. The deadly shooting in Midland, Texas is now over, according to city officials there. Videos of law enforcement engaging with the suspect all over social media. That happened after negotiations with the suspect broke down around 8 o'clock this morning in downtown Midland.
Were you?
Police say the suspect died after shooting and killing 1 person and injuring at least 9 others. Authorities haven't released other details such as names or motive. That's the latest news. Weather is traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. West Loop still got that crash, 40 eastbound there at 65. And it looks like the brake tapping is building eastbound 440 over to 2040 from the 440 split to downtown. Pretty slow going. So is northbound North Loop and then the eastbound South Loop and northbound 65 up to the South Loop. Checking the construction there, northbound 65 from Madison to Goodlettsville. Looks like that gets pretty slow going right there before you get to Goodlettsville, and it continues up through Millersville. I'm Ken Weaver.
Friends, Matt Murphy for Efficient Heating and Cooling. Jeff Eddy is the man with the plan. He's here to help you. If your AC's not ready, call Jeff Eddy and Efficient Heating and Cooling. Maybe you've gotten a first opinion and they're like, replace. And you're like, man, this unit's not that old. I feel like maybe there's something that can be done to get us through this summertime season, at least one more season. Call Jeff Eddy. He is your second opinion expert. Give yourself a little peace of mind by knowing that you're doing the right thing and you're saving yourself some money. And you do save money. If you extend the life of your air conditioning unit by a year or two, you're saving a lot of money by doing so. The more years that it lasts, the less overall that it costs, if you understand what I'm saying. Plus, Jeff Eddy's Efficient Heating and Cooling, they've got the best maintenance plan around. They've got the maintenance guarantee they'll tell you about, financing available if it's time. And if it's time, they'll tell you, and you know that they're telling you the honest truth when it comes to replacing that AC. I know I had to do it. My heating and air conditioning unit had to go. We had to get a new one in there. And Jeff Eddy was the team to get it done. EfficientHVAC.net or call 615-784-4424. 784-4424 for Efficient Heating and Cooling. So we know our friends on the political left largely do not believe in free market capitalism, and they hate it when they see the success of free market capitalism, and they lash out. And I suppose it's an easy way to lash out that they point at targets like Elon Musk. They ignore the incredible good that Elon Musk has done. They ignore Starlink. They ignore Tesla. They ignore, even before that, wasn't he PayPal? I think Elon was PayPal, if I'm not mistaken. And obviously they ignore the benefits of SpaceX, the insane amount of people that are employed through these various operations and companies, the insane amount of innovation that is going on with Elon Musk's properties. Obviously, Elon Musk is, would you not put him up there with Thomas Edison? Tell me a more influential inventor, tell me a more influential entrepreneur and innovator than Elon Musk. Since what? Certainly Steve Jobs had his place. Certainly during a period in time, Bill Gates had his place in the modern era. Has anyone been more influential than Elon? But the Democrats hate it, man. They hate it. All right, be quick on the itchy dump button finger because I've got to do this. I've got to do this on the fly. This is Payapal, Representative what's her name, who one of the least appealing members of the squad, and that's saying something, has something to say about Elon becoming a trillionaire. Here it is.
All right, everybody. This week, apparently Elon Musk is going to become a trillionaire. That's totally. Nobody should be a trillionaire. Right now, we've got way too much wealth concentrated with the tiniest group of people. And what we need to do is tax the wealth. That's exactly why I've got a bill that does just that. It's time to tax the rich. And this week, I have Morris Pearl of Patriotic Millionaires on my podcast.
Okay.
So download it on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts and find out how we can make a difference and change this rig system.
Oh, yeah. Rig. How's this? Yes, Jackson, you've got a question in the back?
You don't download on YouTube.
Oh, really? Is that what she said? Download the podcast on YouTube?
Yep.
So she doesn't even know what she's talking about? That is Pramila Jayapal, Representative Jayapal, talking about Elon Musk and how we need to eliminate billionaires and trillionaires. Just as a side note, Jayapal, I don't know what she did before she became a representative, but she is worth somewhere in the neighborhood of $1.8 to $2.2 million herself. Most of those are in mutual fund investments, and most of those mutual funds are dramatically impacted to the good because of people like Elon Musk. So she's got a lot of stock market investments. She's worth, let's split the difference and say she's worth $2 million. Well, what if I came forward and said that we don't need millionaires in society either, that no one should be a millionaire? To accumulate that level of wealth is to deprive others of their opportunities. I mean, none of this makes any sense, so we might as well roll with it, right? It is inconsistent with the idea of the human spirit that these people could possibly be right. It is our desire as human beings to achieve, to succeed, to grow, to make more, to do better. And in doing so, if you create these dynamic principles and properties that people gravitate to, you are naturally going to accumulate wealth. And what do people who accumulate wealth oftentimes? What about Warren Buffett? What about Bill Gates? Say what you will about him. What about these individuals that accumulate massive amounts of wealth? They create charitable foundations. They are insanely generous with the money that they do accumulate, Elon Musk included. And besides all of that generosity notwithstanding, they also benefit our economy through the creation of jobs and through economic growth. Elon Musk just, through his own sheer force of will with SpaceX, created, and through the hard work of the individuals that work through his company, I don't give him a sole and exclusive credit, but because of Elon Musk, you had 4,400 individuals became millionaires today. Millionaires overnight. That is life-changing money for those people. So while the left will focus on Elon, but going from billionaire, multi-billionaire status to trillionaire status, which is something that we've never seen on planet Earth before, do me a favor, Jack. The wealthiest human being ever adjusted for inflation. I bet, there's like Genghis Khan will be up there. Maybe a Vanderbilt. I don't know. The wealthiest human being ever on Earth adjusted for inflation. While you do that, I'm going to talk to Monica, who is interested in joining in the conversation. Hello, Monica. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you.
I just wanted to talk about her, just her conversation and what she was saying. Taxing the wealthy isn't taxing their assets. It's just taxing their income. So anything that they own, that's not being taxed. And so there's no point in saying we're going to tax the wealthy when it's really not going to do anything. And I'm an accounting major. And so I was dumbfounded by that.
Well, and what they're trying to create a boogeyman with wealthy individuals. They do the same thing with corporations. where they,
Right.
if you're a small or medium sized business owner, they pretend that you're one of the good guys. But once that business incorporates, suddenly that business is an evil, mean spirited corporation that's taking advantage of the poor people, and it's just, it's largely nonsense. But I would say this: Payapal and Bernie Sanders and AOC and their ilk, they would like to put a 100% tax on any and all earnings and assets beyond a certain amount of money. They want to go further, and they want to see a tax the rich beyond just income levels. And that's the more frightening proposition, Monica.
Right, I agree with that, but it's also what's the minimum requirement in order for you to be considered wealthy and rich, where then there's a possibility of your assets and everything else being taxed?
That's a great question. It kind of shifts based on how rich the liberal politician happens to be who's talking to you, right?
Right.
Payapal is worth $2 million. That's a large amount of money to a lot of people.
It is.
It is.
Well, thank you so much for taking my call.
Well, Monica, thank you for calling. I appreciate you so much, and take care. She's exactly right. I mean, it's wealth envy and wealth shaming has been a tried and true tradition amongst liberal Democrats, because they want to suggest to people that you have to look to government to somehow level the playing field if, for whatever reason, you've not found yourself as successful. Now, look, I understand that bad things happen to good people, and I understand that there are financial setbacks that occur all the time. But with hard work, with determination in the United States of America, you can accomplish anything you want. I've long said that poverty in the United States of America, absent mental or physical disease or defect, is a temporary condition, unless you don't want it to be. And by extension, I would say to you, long-term poverty in the United States of America, absent mental or physical disease or disability, is a choice. Poverty. I'll say it one more time for those of you in Aniana. In the United States of America, long-term poverty, absent mental or physical disability, is a choice. Whether people think they're making that choice or not up to me. I can help them disabuse themselves of these notions that what's happening in their lives is not controlled by themselves. But it is certainly the case. Now, it is also a choice that large groups of people in the United States of America believe in UFOs. The Pentagon today released a new group of documents and videos relating to unidentified flying objects, or UAPs, they're now calling them. What is that? Unidentified aerial phenomenon?
Vehicles.
Okay, I'm looking at you. Okay, UAVs, Ken?
Yes, sir.
Unidentified aerial vehicles. Third release since the government began a new wave of disclosures last month. The latest batch includes 53 documents, 10 images from the CIA, FBI, NASA, and the Department of Defense, and other unspecified agencies, along with 6 videos and 3 NASA recordings. The videos show orb-like objects in the sky, a set of images and clips offering, quote, artistic interpretations of reported sightings. Several of the documents detail encounters reported by federal law enforcement officers in 2023, in which 5 agents reported seeing strange orbs on the horizon. One agent recounted their partner asking, "Are you seeing this?" as a glowing orb lit up the sky. The Pentagon uploaded the files to its UFO website. 4 of the videos show eyewitness footage of strange encounters, a shift from previous releases, which were dominated by military footage alone. The new videos, which were collected by the FBI, include details from interviews with witnesses. Now, obviously, UFOs exist. Unidentified flying objects. Every day, people see something in the sky. They can't identify it. That's an unidentified flying object. in a way to try to distinguish unidentified flying objects from other things in the sky, they have created new nomenclature: unidentified flying objects, UFOs, UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAVs, unidentified aerial vehicles. And it would be foolhardy and just, based on empirical data, untrue to suggest that UFOs don't exist. Obviously they do, inasmuch as people see things that they can't identify in the sky all the time. Here's where I'm at on it. And it is more controversial than I ever thought it would be for me to say something like this. I do not believe in ETs. I don't believe in extraterrestrial beings that have come to Earth. I do believe that there is life on other planets. I don't know necessarily what type of intelligent life we might find on other planets. Hell, I don't necessarily know what type of intelligent life we can find on this one. But I have never believed in beings that come from other places, other planets that have decided to come here. But I'm open to it. And I am inviting you to try to change my mind. I'm going to open my mind and open my heart to the possibility that this could be happening, and I'm just naive to it. Tell me what I'm missing. 615-737-9986. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hi, friends. It's Matt Water. Matt Water. What am I doing? Where's my brain? My name is Matt Murphy, and I'm talking about Better Water LLC, and I combined those two things. So let's start again. Hi, friends. My name is Matt Water, and I'm talking about Better Murphy LLC. You see what I did there? A Better Water is an incredible... Look, don't tell them about this ad. When you make the call, would you do me a favor? Would you not tell them that I did any of this? When you call 355-6063, would you omit the moment that I used their name and my name? Would you do that for me? I would invite you to call them and talk to them about what they can do for you in your home, from reverse osmosis water filters to water softeners, specialized filters, UV lights, you name it, they get it done. I have one in my home, a reverse osmosis, which is absolutely fabulous. Love this product, and you will as well. It removes sulfur and iron and chlorine and bacteria and everything from your water. It prevents all of those nasties from getting into your drinking water, nasties from getting into the water that you wash your clothes with or that you bathe with. And that's what it's all about, purifying that water. They do it with the hospitals, they do it with the coffee shops, and now they can do it in your home as well. Tell them that I told you to call. Omit the fact that I screwed up my own name in the advertisement. 355-6063 for Better Water LLC, or online, betterwater.com. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Timberland Cabinets. Founded in Middle Tennessee in 2005. More and more of you are finding out about the Timberland cabinet difference, and I am so proud to be able to talk with you about them. Their core mission, delivering high-quality cabinetry products at affordable prices, and they've been doing that in Middle Tennessee. Here's the wonderful thing. We have them right here. So whether you're in Franklin or Mount Pleasant or Mount Juliet or Gallatin, wherever you are within the sound of my voice, you're a short drive from one of their beautiful showrooms. They have one in Columbia where their factories are, and also one in Franklin. And they can show you around and show you the Timberland difference. And you can select from a variety of styles, a variety of cabinet options, an insane array of colors, and then you can build your dream kitchen. And that's what it's all about, folks. The kitchen is the heartbeat of the home, and let's create a strong heartbeat with cabinets from Timberland Cabinets. And they have everything that you need in terms of connection with countertops and everything else that you'll associate with your kitchen and need to create that kitchen of your dreams from Timberland. Here's the number, 931-499-7071. Give them a call, 931-499-7170. Visit them in Columbia and Franklin. You'll be happy you did. You can start the journey online at timberlandcabinets.com.
With World Cup soccer fans from all over the world in the U.S., health officials are trying to calm any fears of the Ebola outbreak over there in the Congo. Meanwhile, a familiar flea treatment is now being used to fight a much more serious threat to pets in this country. We'll tell you about it at 4 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Matt Murphy and the Matt Murphy Radio Show. It is 5 until the top of the hour. Obviously, FriJay coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. We have many questions for Jay St. Clair, and we're going to go over the process of jury selection because I think many people have a misguided idea about how juries are selected. Jay has long been a resource in this regard, and he can help us out on it. We'll talk with Jay about that, amongst other things. Your questions, obviously, of a legal nature in the 4 o'clock hour as well during FriJay, 615-737-9986. But I've asked, look, I'm open. I'm just being honest about where I am on it. I do believe that there are technologies that we are not aware of that have to be tested. I think that's some of what's going on in the night sky. I think some of it is just merely not understanding what we're looking at. And based on that misunderstanding of what we're looking at, we classify what we see in the sky as unidentified flying objects. I understand fully that there are many, many instances of things we simply, quote, cannot explain. I'm telling you, in my guts, I do not believe that any of this is life from other planets coming to our planet to visit us on our planet. Primarily, any technologies that would give them the ability to do that would be of such a higher intelligence. Why wouldn't they just tell us that they're here? That's my biggest question. We could not combat or compete with a technology that advanced in terms of the potential of them being hostile. Why would they not announce? Why would they hide their presence from us? Makes no sense. Makes no sense that they would do that. I mean, what they more likely would do is treat us like pets. What? We'll make great pets. We'll make great pets. We'll make great pets.
What is that from?
It's a song. Now, I forget who sang it. Someone on the super text line will tell us. It's a good song. I'll never remember.
Jane's Addiction, I think.
Was it Jane's Addiction, Ken?
I think.
You know the song I'm talking about? We'll make great pets. We'll make great pets.
Perry Farrell was the lead singer on that one, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Weaver's bringing the cultural dominance on this show. I mean, I got nothing. I got no pop culture reference for you. By the way, I haven't forgotten that I asked you who was the most wealthy person in the on the face of the earth in human history. Robert is next up. Hello, Robert.
Hey, can you hear me okay, Matt?
Yes, sir.
Well, two things for you. First of all, along the technology line, I always thought it was funny growing up in the 80s that a lot of the G.I. Joe vehicle toys we got wound up being the stuff, because if we haven't realized, because I remember we had the F-22 and the F-35 for G.I. Joe long before they were announced for the Air Force. And then as far as the UAP, the way they interact, like shooting beams down to the ground and the way they move around, often reminds me of a mouse cursor from a computer screen interacting with games, to where that's all the proof I need. The UAP are just mice for whoever's controlling the simulation we live in. Appreciate your time, Matt. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, I dig simulation theory. I like simulation theory. I think I can go down that rabbit hole with the best of them. It is Weaver. You were on it. You were all over it, but it was not Jane's addiction.
Oh, it wasn't Jane's addiction?
Porno for pyros.
Porno for pyros, yes. Goodness gracious.
You know, Ken, that might be. I know you and Chad and Bell like to compete in a little one-hit wonder Wednesday.
One-hit wonder on Wednesday.
I don't think Porno for Pyros had another hit, and that was a pretty big one for them.
You know what? I'm going to put that in my back pocket.
You might want to do that. That might be a good idea. All right, Jay St. Clair and FriJay on the way next. Your legal questions, bring them. 615-737-9986, either via super text or on the phone lines. Iran is stringing us along, and I'm sad to tell you that of all of the hits that we've seen from Donald Trump, this one is turning out to be a swing and a miss. I just have to call that like I see it as well. We'll continue that discussion, too, on Super Talk 99.7 WT. And here comes the news, boys.
Four o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. With World Cup soccer fans from all over the world in the U.S., health officials are trying to calm any fears about that Ebola outbreak in the Congo. ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel says there are concerns that local health officials in Africa may be missing a lot of positive cases.
There are some studies suggesting that we're only seeing the reports from about 20 to 60% of cases where there needs to be contact tracing. So the worry is due to displacement and due to a lack of supplies and mistrust that not all the cases and exposures are being counted right now, and the illness count could get much higher.
So this isn't like COVID. Ebola transmits from contact and exposure to bodily fluids. Usually if you are a healthcare provider or you're a caregiver, or you have a burial ritual, which is exactly how it was spreading or suspected so there in Africa. Meanwhile, in this country, a familiar flea treatment is now being used to fight a much more serious threat to your pets. The FDA has approved emergency use of nitinpyram to kill screwworm larvae, which consume live flesh and is showing up in cattle and at least one dog in the desert Southwest. The drug works within hours, but experts say follow-up care and possible removal of larvae are still required. Officials warn pet owners it offers no lasting protection against reinfestation. Just keep an eye on them. An active shooter situation in Midland, Texas is over with the suspect dead, but not before shooting and killing one person and injuring at least 9 others this morning. Then came the shootout with law enforcement, which people recorded with their phones and posted to social media.
Oh, wow.
Massive law enforcement presence there. And Midland Mayor Lori Blanc said law enforcement was able to confirm the suspect was dead with drone technology. They're not releasing any information on the suspect or the victims other than to say those who are injured are being treated at 2 hospitals. Iran's foreign minister said in a post on X today that a peace deal with the U.S. has never been closer. It follows a social media post by President Trump telling the Iranians they better get their act together faster. Also, details released by Iranian state media suggest both sides are still far off any key issues. We get more from ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers.
A senior administration official says a couple of the things that are key to this deal right now is that Iran's nuclear material will be destroyed and removed, and that their program will be dismantled. They will not receive any money, no unfreezing of assets, until they perform, as this official put it, and it's not clear what that actually means.
That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Crashes. We've got Charlotte Pike just east of I-40. Then on the West Loop, 40 westbound past 65 west. Haywood Lane just east of Nolensville Pike. Also in West Nashville, 40 westbound just past I-440. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hello, friends. Matt Murphy. The Matt Murphy Show continues. Happy to have you with us. 4 o'clock hour starts right now, officially. Well, it actually kind of started with Ken Weaver's newscast at the top of the hour. 7 after. Glad to have you with us for the duration of the day. It looks as if the rain has subsided for the rest of the day. And hopefully, fingers crossed, there will be no rain along the Tennessee-Alabama border come tomorrow at about 8:02 or so, as I plan on seeing my best friend, our legal correspondent, and our good buddy on these FriJays, tomorrow morning, bright and early. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get to that, it's time for FriJay.
Good morning, Americans. It's FriJay.
But you know, rain or shine, it's always a good day when you see your best friend, and I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to this conversation prior to it. If you've got any questions whatsoever of a legal variety or really any nature, 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. Jay St. Clair, as I live and breathe.
Hey, buddy.
What's going on?
You know, it's just another day in paradise, man.
Jay, normally when we begin these visits together on Friday,
Right.
I ask you a question.
All right.
And you always have an answer, and I ask you how you doing. But I want you to ask me that question today.
Okay.
All right.
Because I've got a couple.
I know you do, and I'll ask you. I'll ask you later, but I want you to ask me.
I bet we know each other really well. I bet your answer is the same as mine.
Well, maybe.
Hey, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Matt.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, buddy?
Jay, if I was any better, I would be Juan Hernandez. Oh, yeah. Juan Hernandez immigrated to the United States of America and started a family and took up welding. Juan Hernandez took a job just over 10 years ago in 2015 with a company that he had never heard of.
Oh, I bet it's they build rockets.
They do build rockets.
And Juan is a multimillionaire.
Juan Hernandez is now worth in excess of $1 million.
You know, it's because if you'd asked me.
Yeah. Well, you want me to ask you?
Go ahead and answer.
Jay?
Yeah.
How you doing?
You know, the easy answer to that is I would be the world's first trillionaire, Elon Musk. But I got one better than that, man.
Okay.
I would be one of these Europeans who's over here to the States for the first time in their lives to watch the World Cup. And they're seeing us like we really are.
That's right. I love it.
And they're shocked. And they love it.
They love it.
The ones that are coming down south.
Love it.
And part of what makes this the greatest country ever in the history of the world, and I will debate anybody about that for as long as they want, it's the land of opportunity, man. It is absolutely, in Juan's story, is just a perfect example. And he must have done it right? I guess he's legal. I don't know if he didn't come in legal or not, but he's legal now. Because if he wasn't, you wouldn't know his name.
Well, that's right. 10 years ago, he hired on to be a welder, and he is now worth $1,046,175 based on his SpaceX stock alone.
Right. And you know what? He'll get up Monday morning, go to work just like any other day.
Oh yeah. He said he left SpaceX last year. And he now works for their competition, that blue.
The one that blew up.
Jeff Bezos deal, the Blue Origin, And he builds these launch platforms. He helps build these launch platforms.
Well, he's got a lot of work to do.
Well, he said during his 10-year run at SpaceX, Hernandez worked as a welder. He prepared rockets for takeoff. He said that when he was offered a stake in the company, he didn't think a lot about it. He said, well, that's nice, but he didn't think a lot about it. Well, he's now, and this is my favorite part of the story, he's now teaching his 3 children, including his 16-year-old daughter, how to invest based on what he learned from owning stock at SpaceX.
Oh, that's just great. I mean, it's the land of opportunity.
It really is.
Matt. I mean, there's many ways you could say it, but here's the easiest way. Never in the history of the world, ever, never close, has there been any country where millions of people are risking their life to break into it.
Right.
That's never happened, ever.
And it happens here. And it's because of the wonders and blessings, primarily of the people and the opportunity.
No, that's right.
We were talking yesterday about, I know this Freddie LA7 is getting a lot of attention on Twitter, but there's a bunch of others.
Oh, yeah. No.
And
I was going to say Freddie, but now there's a lot of them.
Yeah. And I love it. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, because and you realize what they know about America, they learn from New York City or Washington, D.C. or the media.
That's right.
And that's not America.
No, and so many in the left, let's just say it, they hate America. They absolutely hate it, and they think America is an awful country. They think we're terrible, and that's what they hear, digest, and then they end up in some little gas station out in rural Texas
and have some of the best food they've ever put in their mouth,
and the friendliest people they ever met.
That's right.
Nobody is bragging on them because they're foreigners. They want to hear the story.
That's right.
And welcome, because we all know that's how Southerners are. Freddie, I think we all particularly like Freddie because he's swinging through the South. Did you see he was at Jordan-Hare Stadium for that friendly soccer match, and they flew the eagle and all that stuff?
There's an eagle flying. I love it. And he went to Waffle House and went to Buc-ee's. And there was one where he was at Buc-ee's, and he's like, obviously I'm going to do it like a Southerner, and he's a German, but he's like, y'all, this is a gas station in America. Everything about it. I love it. Did I lose Jay? No? Is he still there? I can't hear him. Huh, that's weird. Uh-oh. I'll tell you what. Let's figure it out. Because, I don't have him. I bet he bumped his oh, there we go, Jay. I got you back. Yeah, we kind of bumped something.
Sweet, a young guy. And he said, look, I've just been here 5 minutes, and I am driving a Ram truck. I'm driving a Ram truck, listening to country music, and I'm going to Hooters. Come on, freedom, let freedom ring. It was hilarious.
Well, and it really should inspire us to be reinvigorated about how great we really do have it. I mean, oftentimes for the 4 hours that I engage in this radio show, we talk about the bad things that are going on.
Right.
And, it's good to remind ourselves.
Well, look, it's human nature. That's right. But listen, we're blessed. We live in the best country that has ever existed in the face of the world, and it is not even close.
Not even close. Not even close. All right, a lot of folks want to talk with you, Jay, but before we get to telephone calls and get to questions on the super text line, you've done this for me in the past. You've done this for the audience in the past, and you're just so well versed in this, and you're so very eloquent in how you describe certain aspects of dealing in courtrooms and what goes on in courtrooms, and you got to help people understand a little bit better, because the average person listening to the show, and I don't want to talk down to them because some folks might know better, but they think that, Jay, when you get into court and you're the lawyer and you're representing a company, which is what you do more often than not, that when it comes time for jury selection, you're in there and you're picking jurors. You're finding the ones that you like and you're putting them on that jury. And you taught me different years ago. And I want you to talk about the concept of jury selection.
Yeah. You want to do that now, or you want to hold to after the break?
I tell you what.
I think
we got time.
Your call. Your show. I can do it in 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're good. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah. So you don't pick a jury. That's the wrong word. You strike a jury. That's the technical legal word. That's exactly right. So let's say you're going to have a jury of 12 people, and they'll call anywhere from 24 to maybe a murder trial like this. They may have 400 people in there, and you're trying to whittle it down to 12. Well, neither side gets to say, see that person, juror number 4, I want juror number 4 on my jury. And then that person gets on the jury. That is the exact opposite of how it happens, man. You don't get to pick the people you want on the jury. You strike people out of the pool. I don't want number 7. I don't want number 28. I don't want 56. I don't want such. And both sides get to do that. And then what you're left with is the jury. No one picked any of those people, and it's done on purpose. So what it does is it kind of gets rid of the outliers, man. Mm-hmm. I wish every one of my jurors was a bank president, because they'd be careful with money and they'd see things my clients' ways. I never have had a bank president on jury, never will, because the other side doesn't want that.
Right.
And so you don't get to pick who you want. You throw off the ones you don't want. So what you're left with is a kind of group in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the way it happens everywhere.
Well, and you kind of answered one of my questions, and I know it might be particular for, the type of law that you've practiced, but more broadly, what is the art of striking a jury? Because it is kind of an art in and of itself, right?
No, it is. No, it's big time art. There's a lot of science about it, a lot of science. And if it's a big case, you can hire consultants, pay them millions of dollars, Matt, and they'll help you, predict the kind of jurors you want. Well, of course, what you're looking for are jurors who are going to see are going to be predisposed to your case, or is going to like your case. And we all have predispositions. You just can't take account of it. When I first started practicing law, Matt, we were very simplistic about it. It was mostly demographics. All we really looked at was race, sex, and age. And we thought those were the biggest predictors of what a jury would do. We've since learned that is not true at all. That life experiences have a lot more to do with how someone's going to approach a case than their race, sex, or age. And so what you just try to learn as much about their life experiences. There's not much opportunity to do it, and different courts allow a lot more questioning than other courts. Some courts have questionnaires, but and the experts, the psychologists and whatnot, can tell you, they'll look at these cases and say, okay, here's the people that you want. You want people that are empathetic. You want people, if you're a plaintiff and you've been hit in a car wreck and you're hurt and you're suing for money, well, guess who you want on that jury, man?
Well, you probably want somebody that's been in a car wreck, been hurt before.
Absolutely. Yeah, or somebody else that's disabled. That's exactly right. And you don't care what race they are. You don't care what sex they are. You don't care what age. That life experience is much more likely to make them sympathetic to your case than the fact that he's a 30-year-old white guy. That's a simple example, but it makes the point really well. So in my case, I'm defending the people who gotten fired, lost their job, and they're suing the company. And I'm suing the company. Well, first thing I want to know is anybody on the jury been fired?
Right. Okay. And
then,
do
any of y'all think who thinks it was fair?
Okay.
Well, no one raises their hand.
Right.
So no one's going to go, oh, no, I had it coming. No, you're right. I'm surprised they kept me as long as they did. I've never heard anybody say that.
Right.
And so they're all going to say, no, I don't think it was fair. Well, I don't want those people on my jury. I don't care what their race, sex, or age is. They're going to be predisposed to go with the person that lost their job. So, and those are just simple kind of things. It gets a little bit more subtle than that, but that's the point.
Are there things that you can't ask? I mean, how does that process work? Are you bound by a particular set of questions? Can you ask anything that you want in the process, or does that change from court to court?
It'll change from judge to judge.
Okay.
And in federal court, most federal judges, they do all the questions. They don't let the lawyers do it. And you can submit questions, suggest questions for the judge to ask, and he might ask them that, or he might not. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Now, a lot of the state court, there's a lot more flexibility. And in federal court, even after the judge asks the questions, he'll let the lawyers ask some questions, but he ain't going to let them ask much. And the key thing is that you can't argue your case during voir dire. I know you love it.
Oh, I love it when you talk Latin to me.
Yeah,
especially when it's Latin that I heard from my cousin Vinny. That's right. Yeah. Bonus.
So you can't argue your case. You just have to ask questions. I mean, everybody tries to argue your case, and you can't learn a lot. But you do what you can. And now with social media, if it's a big case, I can guarantee you every law firm. And you normally don't get the jury list until that morning. So you only got 15 minutes to research them. But you get your paralegal or your expert witness or whoever, get them on social media. You can learn a lot about somebody on social media.
Oh, yeah. So how does and forgive the simplicity of the question. So you're in the courtroom and you're processing all this. How do you when you decide I don't want this person on the jury?
Right.
Do you just say, Judge, juror number 14, I want to strike? Or
no. Here's the way it works. It's generally alternate striking, and so each juror is assigned a number, man, and then so you just alternate strike. Well, in federal court, we'll normally go back and do it in chambers, but either way, and it's just one. The plaintiff strikes somebody, and then the defendant. The plaintiff strikes somebody, and then the defendant, and you do that until you get down to the number you want on the jury. Now, in federal court, they have simultaneous striking a lot of times now, man. and where there'll only be 4 strikes a side. We only get to strike 4 people, and each side has 4 strikes, and you've got to write them down and turn them in without knowing who the other side is going to strike.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so that it takes a lot of the gamesmanship out of it, and that's the way they've done it, and I think that's probably fair.
Well, this is in very instructive. Moving into my question for you about race on juries, and I'm going to ask that after the break, because that's come up obviously in this murder trial, this Carmelo Anthony murder trial, because a lot of people are upset that there were no African Americans on the jury with an African American defendant. We'll do that with Jay St. Clair in just a moment. It's 23 after the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Grace Point Healthcare, located in Franklin. Within the sound of my voice, you need to get over to Grace Point. Modern medicine delivered the old-fashioned way. That's what we like to say, but it's the bottom line, folks. They do it the right way at Grace Point. Whether you're paying by the visit or enrolled in the Smart Care plan, you always know you're getting exceptional care at an affordable price. Their basic Smart Care plan is $99 a month for the grown-ups, $79 for the kids, and you can use your HSA, your health savings account, to pay this. Thank you to the big, beautiful bill. And you get free basic labs and diagnostics throughout the course of the year. Ask them about it when you make the call. Here's the deal, folks. When you're sick, you need to see the doctor, right? Do you want to wait 2 weeks? Sadly, that's the case in so many different clinics over throughout Middle Tennessee. Not so at Grace Point Healthcare. Also, once you get to the clinic, you have to wait for hours on end inside of the waiting room. They don't do that at Grace Point Healthcare. They don't believe in it. They treat the whole body with a comprehensive medical approach, making sure that your relationship with your doctor is sacrosanct. 599-6868. 599-6868. Grace Point Healthcare. Modern medicine delivered the old-fashioned way.
A member of the Trump administration offering a positive tone on the signing of a proposed short-term agreement with Iran. I've got that story and more at 4:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Robert, we'll get to your question for FriJay in a moment. Larry, you too, if you have a question for our man, Jay St. Clair. Good Tennessee man. The finest legal mind I've ever known. Pretty good putter, too. We'll see if that holds up tomorrow. I'm excited about tomorrow, Jay.
Yeah, me too.
I'm very excited.
Although I'm a little worn out. I played 3 times this week, so we'll see if my back holds up or not.
Well, Jay, if your back hurts, Matt just needs you to get you over craps table, and it'll make you feel right better, won't it?
You're right about that.
Well, let me tell you. You see this poor mouth. You hear this poor mouth, and I deal with this all the time. He'll whoop me by 6 strokes. 6, 8 strokes. He'll whoop me by 6 or 8 strokes. Talk about his back hurting all the time.
He's hustling you. He's hustling you.
Jay, he's quiet. He's quiet and competitive over there. Let's see. Jay, I did. So when people talk about certain race, this person was unrepresented because of their color or whatever. Right. Give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I can tell you all about it. I deal with it a lot. I tell you, we don't have time, but I can tell you a real funny story I had about a Bassin challenge one time. But here's the way it worked. The Supreme Court held years and years ago that it's illegal to strike a juror solely because of that person's race or sex. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. That's unconstitutional, and that makes perfect sense. And now, let's face it, that happened for
a long time. Yeah, sure.
Right, and so now the way it happens, you just go through the strike process, and if you're going to strike a black juror, or an Asian or something like that, you better have a pretty good reason. And we think about it while we're doing it. What is my reason going to be? Uh-huh. And then once you're done, then the judge will say, okay, are there any objections? And which the lawyers, they're smart, know what he's saying. And so if you think that somebody based it on race or sex, that's your time to object. And say, Judge, well, I object to juror number 7. And then the judge turns to you and says, okay, Mr. Murphy, what was your reason for striking juror number 7? And you have to give a reason that is not race or sex related. Mm-hmm. And the judge has to decide whether to believe you or not and accept whether that's reasonable. And so that's how it works. So each side has a fair opportunity to challenge the other side on their strikes. And I guarantee you, and particularly in a case like this, where race is at play, man, mm-hmm. the judge was very aware of that. And saying, I think there were some blacks in the venire, a good Latin phrase there. And so some of them must have been struck. And I guarantee you they were challenged. 100% chance they were challenged. And I guarantee you the prosecutor had really good reasons for doing it. And the judge accepted it because the judge didn't say, he knew that that'd be an issue. And if the judge didn't think it was a really good reason, he would have said, no, I don't accept that. I'm putting that person back on the jury.
Right, because the last thing that judge wants is to have an issue that has, you've taught me this, that judges don't like to be overturned on appeal. And
they hate it.
And the last thing they want is to see issues come up on appeal that kind of demonstrates that they did something wrong in the process of the trial. Right.
And picking a jury, no judge wants to get reversed because he had a jury picked wrong. Judge doesn't care what the jury does. So if it's a closed question, he's just going to say, no, we're going to put him back on.
Okay. All right. 31 after the hour. It's great information. I absolutely love it. If you got any questions regarding this or anything else, 615-737-9986. Get to your questions momentarily on Super Talk.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. A member of the Trump administration offering a positive tone on a signing of the proposed short-term agreement with Iran, known as a Memorandum of Understanding. ABC senior White House correspondent Selena Wang reports.
There was a call that a senior administration official had this afternoon with reporters, and they expressed a lot of confidence that they are nearing a deal, a lot of confidence that both sides are ultimately going to get to a yes on this. When it comes to the timing, that is still unclear. This, of course, it is not the first time the president has said we are imminently close to a deal, only for things to fall apart. But this official expressed confidence that it could be signed in the coming days, saying that they had 80 to 85% confidence that this agreement could be signed in the near term.
With World Cup soccer fans from all over the world coming to the U.S., health officials are working to educate everyone on the Ebola outbreak in the Congo. ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel says fans shouldn't be concerned about this disease.
In Africa, there is inadequate contact tracing, a broken healthcare system, and not enough testing. It's a very different scenario than what's happening here.
Well, Ebola transmission requires close contact and exposure to bodily fluids. And the FDA is responding to new cases of a once eradicated parasite showing up in the U.S. Nitenpyram, a drug long used for fleas, is now cleared for emergency use against screwworm infestations in cats and dogs. The parasite lays eggs in wounds, and the larvae feed on living tissue. Health officials say the treatment is fast-acting, but prevention and veterinary care remain critical. By the way, no sign of any screwworms in Tennessee so far. And police say an active shooter killed one person and injured 9 others before law enforcement took out the suspect today in Midland, Texas. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Crashes 440 eastbound past Nolensville Pike, 24 westbound at James Robertson Parkway, West Loop 40 westbound past 65, Old Hickory Boulevard at Chute Lane, Haywood Lane east of Nolensville Pike, and then in West Nashville 40 westbound just past I-440. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Tennessee Men's Clinic. The Tennessee Men's Clinic is here for you fellows, and they like to remind you, with 4 separate locations, there's a place near you that can offer you help if you've found yourself to be low energy, or perhaps you found yourself in a place in life where you have a little more difficulty in those intimate or romantic relationships. I'm delicate around this subject because I understand it's a sensitive subject. But here's the bottom line, man. It's not 1976 anymore. This is 2026. And there are solutions out there for you. And I want to encourage you to get with the right people with the right solutions. Now, there's online places and online pills and all of that. You can't trust these places. You can't trust these pills, but you can trust that at the Tennessee Men's Clinic, they have qualified urologists on staff. They're going to give you a complete medical consultation. They're going to get some blood work. They're going to figure out what's going on in your life, what's going on in your body, and then they will give you a plan of action that works for you and your family. It's time to get back in the game, men, with the Tennessee Men's Clinic. Locations in Cool Springs, the original in Nashville, and now Clarksville and brand new Murfreesboro. Call them today, 615-208-9090, 208-9090. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Genesis Diamonds. Genesis Diamonds has an incredible special running right now through the end of the month. I've been telling you about it. It's so good. You got to go over the course of this weekend. Everybody's loving what's happening at Genesis. Free financing for 5 years. So if you've thought about, a colored gemstone piece of jewelry or a pre-owned Rolex watch or earrings or bracelets, that home run gift that you know that she'll be talking about for years and years to come. But it's just a little out of reach. Did you know that right now through the end of the month at Genesis Diamonds on approved credit, you can get 0 interest financing. That's 0.0 interest financing for 5 years. You take the cost of the item, divide it by 60. That is your price, including the sales tax. You get the Genesis value on anything and everything in the store. Spread your payments over 5 years. That will take the pressure off you, and you get that home run gift that she's wanted for so many years. Everything's included. Friends, Genesis Diamonds, hurry. It's a limited time offer, and when it's done, it's done. Green Hills and Cool Springs. When you walk through the beautiful showroom doors, tell them Matt Murphy sent you to the one and only Genesis Diamonds. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Matt Murphy, Jay St. Clair. It is FriJay. We're in the midst. Many of you have questions for our legal man, Jay St. Clair. We're getting to those in mere seconds. Jay, did you have, just in your examination from afar on this case, do you have any questions about whether or not the jury was properly seated, properly decided? Because there's a lot of, Monday morning quarterbacks that got their law degree from the same place that I did, right?
Right.
That want to suggest.
I have zero doubt that there was any fault in the selection of this jury. Zero doubt.
There you go. Now that's good enough for me. Serious question from 0044. Will you please ask Mr. St. Clair if he's ever seen The Devil's Advocate? I bet you get a lot of these questions about lawyer movies. The Devil's Advocate, have you ever seen it, Jay?
No, I don't much watch lawyer stuff because it's just so wrong. I did get into Boston. I did get into Boston legal for a little bit just because William Shatner's so funny.
Yeah, right.
And when the LA Law came out, but no, I just don't watch. I tell you, the one lawyer movie I watched this is kind of nerd I am in law school. I invited one of my professors at the Yale Law School to go with me to the movie theater and watch The Verdict, starring Paul Newman.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
I watched that, and my cousin Benny, for the comedy.
Oh yeah,
but no, I just don't. But I watch Perry. I watch Perry Mason. I watch it every night. It's on TV, and I watch it every night.
I bet you watching a movie like that would be like. It'd be like a lawyer who does it for a living watching people that make it up. Right? So you notice the things that aren't, right. It probably bothers you a lot more than it would bother the average guy.
No, that's absolutely right. Yeah. And, the technical stuff and just a lot of it, it's just not that interesting. But The Verdict was such a great human interest story. And it was technically very correct. Well, except at the end where the judge threw something out of evidence. That wasn't right. But no, I know the movie he's talking about, and I can't. Dustin Hoffman, I think, maybe played a lawyer or something, but I didn't see it.
Well, let's get to some questions for you, the lawyer on FriJay. It is Robert's turn first up. Robert, you're on with Jay St. Clair. What do you got, brother?
Well, just real quick, you might check out a show called Bull. It's literally a TV show about voir dire, and the guy uses scientific stuff to pick perfect jury to trials, and he gets paid to do it.
What'd you say the name? What'd you say the name was, Robert? Bull.
It's called Bull. Yeah, and it stars Michael Weatherby, the guy from NCIS.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
but anyway, so my question.
Oh, cool.
My question is, I got a letter in the mail from the Tennessee Department of Homeland Security saying my license was going to be suspended, and the reason they gave was literally just the name Albany, New York, and a phone number. So I called that phone number, and they transferred me to another county somewhere in New York, Peru Township or something. And they're claiming that I have, I think it was 2 tickets that I got back in 2008.
Right.
And that that somehow or another they were, like I was supposed to go to court for them and never did. They never got paid, and they were completely unable to get a hold of me. So then I guess, 20 years later, they just found maybe some papers behind a bench somewhere and like, oh, let's, go after this guy. And I'm not really sure what I can do about it. I feel like not guilty.
Yeah, what do they want you to do, Robert? What does New York want you to do to make this to go away?
Well, the options were to pay the fine or to plead not guilty, and then a judge will look over it and determine whether or not I need to do a little teleconference.
How much is the fine, Robert?
I'm not really sure.
Well, let's say it's $500. Robert, let's say it's $500. Robert, let's say it's $500. What would you rather have? A valid Tennessee driver's license or $500?
Well, I mean, so yes, I completely understand that statement. At this point in time, $500 is that's a lot.
Well, I would start with, Jay and well, Robert, don't you think you should start in figuring out how much money they want?
Yeah, I would start there probably. I'm guessing it's probably only a couple $100, but like I said, sometimes it's worth arguing principle, especially like something over 20 years. I'm just like, seriously, 20 years? Y'all could not have gotten a hold of me in between now and then.
What would you
spend my life?
Robert, okay, so here's your choices, Robert. Write him a check for $200 or $500 or whatever it is, or take off for 3 days, drive or fly to New York, sit in a courtroom, wait, Robert, you gotta wait for your case to get called, and then it's not going to get called. It's not going to be called that day, Robert.
You got to get a hotel room. You got to get a hotel room.
The judge says, okay, we'll carry this one over for 2 weeks from today.
Oh, now you got to come
back. Then you got to come back, and then you got to get another plane ticket, fly up there, go through all that again, and maybe your case will be called.
And maybe dismissed.
Which of those sounds like the better option to you? Yeah, you may go back and get it dismissed.
Well, when I called, I was pretty sure it was going to be a scenario roughly similar to that. I was just kind of hoping, 20 years ago? No, you could argue some weird Latin word, and I'd be like, oh, cool. And
here's actually, I think, the best suggestion, Robert. Here's what I want you to do. I don't write him a check. I want you to start a YouTube channel and post videos on there about how you're getting railroaded by this Yankee court.
Oh,
and I want you to make videos about flying up there or driving, and about your night in the hotel, and then the time that you got robbed, walking to the courthouse, and then when you're in the courthouse, you can talk about how long you waited, and you'll probably get millions of views. You'll be like this Freddie guy from Germany,
yeah,
and you might be.
You might pay for the whole deal.
That actually sounds very good. Yeah, that actually sounds like an absolutely fantastic idea.
Robert, I got one.
And the satisfaction you're going to get when the judge bangs that gavel and says case dismissed.
Oh yeah.
Yes, but if I make the video in New York, are they going to somehow or another figure that since I made the video in New York that I'm subject to New York taxes and wind up taking half of it?
Yeah.
Well, of course they are.
Yeah, of course. That's what they do. Hey, Robert, I've got one really quick question, and I want to move on to some other. I love this call though, but I got one quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
Did you do it?
Well, okay, between you, me, and Jay, probably. As far as Jackson's concerned, I am completely innocent.
Okay.
And I will defend him in a court of law.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. That's good enough for me. Robert wants a golden ticket to get him out of this.
He's trying to beat a rap that he's guilty for.
Well, but
he's trying to win. He's winning on technicality. Now, I learned a long time practice law, man. In the technicalities of the law, Robert, in the technicalities of the law lies the defense of the innocent.
Mm-hmm.
And the statute of limitations is there for the innocent.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't hear you plead not guilty.
I love that. Robert, I plead with you to take Jay up on his suggestion and make the YouTube videos and send them to us. And just Jay, he can keep a running tally of how much all this is costing him. He'll get up to like $3,000-4,000, but he'll get out of that $500 ticket. I love it. Larry, coming to you in a moment. Victor is next up on FriJay. Hey, Victor. Hey, you there, Victor? Victor. Victor. All right, Victor, I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to hope that you're just away from the phone, but I'll get to Tim in the meantime. Hello, Tim. Welcome in.
Hey, guys. Entertainment law question. This is kind of strange. I'm going to tell you right now, strange. Part of a gospel quartet, another gentleman and I, for 3 years. We went into a studio, non-contracted with the owner of this group, recorded an album, and then in December we quit the group due to, let's just say, immoral behavior involving prostitutes and drugs.
Oh,
okay. Yes. Since then,
was the name of the group was the name of the group AC/DC?
No, it might as well been. No. Since we've left, he's pulled in 2 new guys. He's produced the album and made it, but with all new pictures and not our names on it. He's got the names of the new singers on that album like they're the ones singing it, and they're not. Now, do we have a suit here for intellectual property theft?
Yeah.
Or
so
some other?
You didn't have. Did you have any written agreement?
None.
Did you have any handshake agreement?
None. Matter of fact,
you have a claim. You have a claim because once you produce art, or in this case music, then you have a claim to it. And particularly with them claiming your stuff. You know, music gets copyrighted the moment it's made, Tom. Yeah, you don't even have to actually submit for a written copyright. You do get to enforce the copyright. But once you invent something or create something, you own it. So you have a claim, but it's a weak claim. How much money do you think you have lost because of this, Tom?
I'm guessing annual album sales would go somewhere in the vicinity of about $20,000 a year.
20 grand, and so there were four people in the band.
Yeah, 4 in the group, 2 of us left.
And so your share of the 20 grand is 5 grand.
Right. So we'd be looking to recover 10 grand between us, probably, if we did it jointly.
Yeah. So you could sue them in small claims court. I'm going to bring my Snap legal assistant into this conversation, Tom. Are you in Tennessee, Tom?
Yeah, I'm in Tennessee. They're in
Davidson
Georgia.
County. Are you in Davidson County?
Rutherford County.
Rutherford. Okay.
Okay. Well, my dad was born in Murfreesboro. I know that place well. So where did y'all record the album?
Here in Tennessee, in Nashville, at Hilltop Studios.
Jackson, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
I think Tom might have a claim worth pursuing, and I think that he ought to be his own lawyer on that. He's going to have a hard time getting a lawyer to represent him in a case like this because it doesn't involve a lot of money. Tell Tom the 2 things he needs to do to sue these people.
You need about $140 and an orange crayon.
That's all it takes, Tom.
Okay, second question. With all that we have physical evidence,
is it Tom or
what
Tim?
we were talking about
It's
the
Tim,
discretion.
Tim.
Yeah. Can we put that in a letter to him and say, hey, if you don't want to settle, we've got this to expose.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You I'd go see him. You can go see him face to face. You can send anybody a letter to him, but it won't do any good.
Okay.
But you absolutely send him a letter. You can send. I mean, if you get a lawyer to write it for you, it might do something. But absolutely. But I wouldn't write him a letter. I'd get in touch with him. I'd talk to him and say, "Hey, why are you putting these other? And this is me on this music, and you're faking. You're claiming these other people made this music and they didn't make it. I made it. Why are you doing that?" I know. I talk to him face to face, man to man.
Okay.
And
If
tell
we
him what's
wind up
wrong.
suing him, I can sue him. Even though he's in Georgia, I can sue him here in Rutherford County.
Well, absolutely, because he came to Davidson County to. Well, you'd probably have to sue him in Davidson County. I'd sue it there because that's where the album was made. But the Davidson County has personal jurisdiction over this because that's where the wrong occurred. So the correct place to file this is in the General Sessions Court of Davidson County.
There you go.
Okay.
Tim, let us know how it goes, brother. We appreciate you.
Will do.
All right, my friend.
Tim, I'd call him up and then tell him if he'll pay you $10,000, you'll leave him alone. If not, you're gonna sue him. And then if you do that, start a YouTube channel and start making videos because I want to see how this turns out. Because you might be able to put this together with this goomer that's going to go up to New York and try to beat the ticket up there.
Joint channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay, it has been a fun hour, my brother, but we are done. I will see you bright and early tomorrow in the AM.
Yeah. I just checked the weather. It looks great. Man, it's going to be so much fun.
We'll have a good time. I know. I'm looking forward to golf, but I'm looking forward to getting to see where my best friend grew up. That's what
I'm looking forward to showing it to you.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. All right, there's FriJay on Super Talk 99.7 WT at 54 after the hour. Back in a moment. Many men assume that they feel fine and they are fine because, they don't feel anything in terms of symptoms. They assume that they're healthy because, they don't feel anything necessarily going on. Well, sometimes serious conditions develop without obvious symptoms. Studies show that men have higher rates of hypertension, heart disease, and other preventable chronic illnesses. And studies also show that men don't go to the doctor. They don't deal with some of these issues like they ought to. Ladies, that is why the Couples Heart and Lung Scan truly exists. Because they want to encourage you and your fella to get to Craft Body Scan, get a Couples Heart and Lung Scan. These are great opportunities for you to check out what's going on inside of your body and to talk about other chances that you have for scans, such as the full body scan, which I've done. Friends, I encourage you to call Craft Body Scan today. For $99, they can give you this Couples Heart and Lung Scan. So you and your loved one can get in, check out what's going on inside of you, get peace of mind, or find out if anything's happening that ought not to be. TogetherWeScan.com, promo code MATT50. TogetherWeScan.com, promo code MATT50, or 615-436-1000. 436-1000 for our friends at Craft Body Scan. Hello, folks. Matt Murphy, and I want to talk to you for a moment about Nashville Safe House. You know, you need to protect your family, protect your loved ones, protect your property, and you do so in all of those ways with a wonderful safe from Nashville Safe House. They have more than you can imagine right there in their showroom, almost 200, sometimes over 200 on the showroom floor, depending on the size and the shape that they have on the showroom on any given day. They have another 400 or so in their warehouse. They have the safe right for you in stock, ready to be delivered with a professional delivery crew from Nashville Safe House. Don't forget, gun safes are always sales tax free at Nashville Safe House and have been for a long time. And speaking of a long time, they've been around for 34 years. You don't do anything for that length of time without doing it the right way and treating customers like family, and they do that at Nashville Safe House. They have generational support at Nashville Safe House. That means dads and moms have come in years ago, bought safes, and now their kids are buying safes because they're raising a family and want to protect their family as well. That's a wonderful thing. Go see Mark, Jill, and the rest of the team at Nashville Safe House, NashvilleSafeHouse.com, or across the street from City Cemetery on 4th Avenue South. Tell them I sent you to Nashville Safe House.
Five o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. Well, a member of the Trump administration shared a deal with Iran is closer than ever, but there are some obstacles. ABC senior White House correspondent Selena Wang explains.
Now, this official, though, did caveat that they aren't sure as to whether the supreme leader has signed off on this, and did acknowledge that there are some factions within Iran that don't want this deal to go through, but said that those that the U.S. have been negotiating with and who have the authority to make this deal do, in fact, want this to be signed.
So with New World screwworm showing up in cattle and at least one dog in the desert Southwest, the FDA has granted emergency authorization for a drug to treat infections in pets. The medication, Nitinpiram, is already used for fleas, but now can be used against the flesh-eating parasite in dogs and cats. Officials say it works quickly, killing most larvae within hours, though a second dose is needed. Veterinarians may still need to remove remaining maggots, and the drug does not prevent future infections. Meanwhile, the government's tally of the New World screwworm cases has risen to 9 since yesterday. ABC's Jim Ryan says the potentially fatal parasite, again, found in animals in Texas and New Mexico.
Most of the infestations have happened on farms and ranches, but because any mammal can be affected, vets are warning pet owners to keep an eye on their dogs and cats. It is treatable, but you got to find it early. Abilene, Texas veterinarian Dr. Alan Bolt says he never thought he'd be talking about New World screwworm.
We just closed our eyes, thought were rid of it, and up jumps the rabbit.
Jim Ryan, ABC News in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was like up in there. Were you? Yeah. Holy sh**. Oh, it's a good place.
A manhunt, a mass shooting that left 1 dead and 10 injured. A standoff with an exchange of gunfire, and finally the suspect killed. That's what happened in Midland, Texas today. ABC's Alex Stone has been tracking the events for us.
He just got his name, Victor Villarreal, that apparently he ran from police on Wednesday. They were trying to do a traffic stop from the Department of Public Safety. When they tried to pull him over, they say he ran and fired at officers, but he was able to get away. And they had been looking for him for several days. This morning, tracked him down, went to try to arrest him, and shots were fired. There were a number of civilians who were in the area and who were hit by his gunfire. None of the officers or troopers. Then he ran into that abandoned veterinary building, and then he was holed up inside there.
And entertainment news just for Brother Matt Murphy. Kiss, Paul Stanley, and Gene Simmons inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame last night in New York City. That's the latest news. Traffic or weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Let's run down the crashes, shall we? Over on the East Bank, 24 westbound at James Robertson Parkway. BNA 40 eastbound at Briley Parkway. Hermitage, Lebanon Pike at Old Hickory Boulevard East. Lakewood, Old Hickory Boulevard at Chute Lane. Dickerson Pike just south of Maplewood Lane. And in Hermitage, Central Pike at Brandow Road. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hello, friends. Matt Murphy and the Matt Murphy Radio Show continues just after 5 o'clock. Many of you are getting off work and enjoying the opportunity of a couple of days of rest and relaxation. That's right. The weekend is here for many of you. But for those of you that make our weekend special, perhaps you're hard after it this afternoon, this evening, tomorrow, maybe even Sunday. Perhaps you're a doctor or an EMT. Maybe you're a firefighter. Maybe a police officer, a nurse. And maybe you're just a restaurant, not just, maybe you're a restaurateur, and you keep that restaurant open over the course of the weekend, giving us an opportunity to get out and about, perhaps a convenience store worker, truck driver, whatever you're doing over the weekend. We like to, on these Fridays, salute you weekend warriors, and thank you for making our weekends just a little more special. In honor of Ken Weaver and his newscast just finished this top of the hour. I would like to yet again share with you another dramatic reading. The award-winning songwriters Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, as Ken has noted, have been elected into the Songwriting Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
That's award-winning, boys.
Ooh, that's a big deal.
It's a big deal, and they've done so. They were elected into the Songwriters Hall of Fame based on fabulous music like Rock and Roll All Night, or this selection from 1976, I Was Made for Lovin' You. Here's the lyrics that are award-winning.
Yes, sir.
Do, 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 do. Don't make me laugh. Do, 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 do. Tonight, I want to give it all to you. In the darkness, there's so much I want to do. And tonight, I want to lay it at your feet. 'Cause, girl, I was made for you.
Goodness.
And, girl, you were made for me.
Goodness.
I was made for loving you, baby. And you were made for loving me. I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? Tonight, I want to see it in your eyes. Feel the magic. There's something that drives me wild, and tonight, we're going to make it all come true. 'Cause, girl, you were made for me. And, girl, I was made for you. You see? I added the you see. I was made for loving you, baby. And you were made for loving me. And I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? I was made for loving you, baby, and you were made for loving me. And I can give it all to you, baby. Can you give it all to me?
That's songwriting gold.
Hold on. Here's the bridge, Ken. Ready?
Yes.
Oh, whoa. Can't get enough. Oh, whoa. Can't get enough. Oh, whoa. Big. Paul and Gene, big believers in going ahead and repeating that lyric. You know what I mean? Big believers in it. And then finally, do 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 do.
Yeah.
Brings a tear to my eye.
I mean, it demonstrates that maybe, I don't like to admit when I'm wrong, but maybe I'm missing the mark on this one.
That's songwriting gold, boys.
That is something special. That is something special. We'll continue with dramatic readings of the award-winning Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons as the show progresses. Victor's still on the line. Is Victor aware that Jay's no longer with us? Victor, hello.
Hello.
Hey, Victor. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, I had a question. I had a question for the lawyer, but I guess he's gone.
Victor, you ask me the question, and I'll pass it along to him because I'm going to see him tomorrow morning, and we'll get you an answer. What's your question?
Okay, I work for different contractors. I do remodeling work, and this particular lady, I worked for her many times through the years. And she's always like, hey, it's expensive. She don't want to pay. And then she waits for 1 or 2 weeks. And I tell her, you got to pay me because we did the work. Is there something wrong? Just tell me. We'll fix it. Well, and she pays at the end. Send me a bunch of texts, but she pays. Everything that we done for her has been done. And it's been like 6-7 months. And she always, on the text and email, she said, yeah, I'm going to pay. I got to get the money from the hard lender and this and that. So my question is, where is the best place to go, and like the court or get a lawyer, or what would be better?
All right. I'm going to say something that is strictly relying on my listening closely during FriJay segments, Victor. How much money are we talking about?
like $25,000.
$25,000. I think that's too much money to go to small claims court. Do you you got email?
Yeah.
Okay. Email me, Matt at murphyshow.com, and kind of explain the situation briefly in a paragraph, and I'll send it along to Jay, and I'm certain that he will respond to you. Because I think $25,000 is a little more money than you can handle in small claims. And I might be saying that even wrong. So let's get to the expert and see what he has to say about it. Because I feel bad that we didn't get to you, Victor. So if you email me, Matt at murphyshow.com is my email. Matt, M-A-T-T, at murphyshow.com. Then I'll make sure Jay gets the question.
All right.
All right.
Sir.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, thank you. It's no good if you did honest day's work, you need to get paid. And obviously, if you're not getting paid, then for that amount of money, you need to get something done about it. And I don't blame you for being a little upset. The World Cup is started, and a lot of folks are excited about it. I'm excited to see so many people from around the globe getting a taste of the real United States of America. We've been talking about that. But I am more excited about you convincing me that UFOs, or at least extraterrestrial life, is real. So we all know that UFOs are real. And we typically refer to UFOs when we're talking about something from another planet, something from another galaxy, something from not around here. I don't believe that there has ever been a moment where anything from outside of our Earth has come to our Earth and, to observe or whatever. I just don't believe it. Am I being obtuse? Am I being myopic? Should I open my eyes to the possibility that there are other things on this planet that perhaps are extraterrestrial that have been here for some length of time? I hear people talking about, I hear people talking a lot of nonsense. Let me be honest. When individuals that I respect tell me, oh boy, we know things in our government knows things that if we knew it, it would blow your mind. Well, tell us. Challenge us. Let us know. I don't believe you. I hear people telling me, oh, well, there have been UFOs, but they're at the bottom of the ocean. Well, I don't believe you either. I don't believe any of this is real. Now, I believe that we are developing technologies that we don't want other nations or even our citizens to know about. I believe that there are certain aspects of what our government's doing that it has to test, but it doesn't necessarily want us to know what's happening. And there's only so much they can do, especially in the modern era. I just don't believe that any creature, any being with the ability to get to planet Earth would be so hesitant to announce their presence on planet Earth. Why would they? We're like insects to them in terms of the technology that we have developed versus the technology that it would take to come from that far away, cross the galaxy, either extra-dimensionally or not, and land here on planet Earth. And why in the hell would they want to come see us to begin with? There are plenty of planets with life. I suppose that there are a limited number of planets with intelligent life, if you can call us that. I just don't buy it. The Pentagon released a third batch. The reason I'm discussing this, the Pentagon released a third batch of UAPs, or also known as UAVs, also known as UFOs, in a wave of disclosures over the course of the last few months. The latest batch includes 53 documents and 10 images from the CIA, FBI, NASA, the Department of Defense, and other specified agencies. The Pentagon uploaded the files to the UFO website. 4 of the videos show eyewitness footage of strange encounters, a shift from previous releases. One encounter happened in July of 2025. The video, entitled Northeastern Orb Sighting, show 2 bright lights moving through the sky. Witnesses describing the orb's motion as silent, smooth, as moving in tandem, as though they were flying in formation or tethered together. Another video called Orbs Over the Pond shows the encounter from October of 2024, which occurred about 25 miles, within 25 miles of the Northeastern Orb sighting. The footage shows a, quote, light source below the horizon hovering above a pond with an estimated distance of 2,700 feet. The luminous object resembled a plasma-like sphere, intermittently changed shape and luminosity. At times, the primary light source appeared to separate into smaller luminous points. A luminous point below the primary source hovered just above the water, and did not appear consistent with a surface reflection. The object remained generally stationary for approximately 45 minutes before disappearing. One of the files included documents from a panel convened by the CIA in 1952 and 1953, dubbed the Scientific Advisory Panel on Unidentified Flying Objects. The panel concluded that flying saucers do not pose a physical threat, but recommended an official policy of debunking the issue to, quote, strip the UFO subject of its mystery. The group warned that a morbid national psychology around UFOs could be exploited. Another intriguing disclosure centers around a series of strange events in the western United States that occurred over the course of 2 days in October of 2023. I remember these things. 5 federal law enforcement agents provided their accounts to the Pentagon's All-Domain Abnormality Resolution Office. Anomaly, that's the word I was looking for. Resolution Office. And each narrative was included in the files. One agent said the sightings began with weird lights moving along in groups miles away. Another said red lights, which accelerated instantly and maneuvered in perfect coordination with the horizontal formation. A person identified as Witness 4 described smaller orbs. I mean, all of this, that's all well and good. And there's digital renderings of some of this stuff. I just don't buy into any of it. Now, I'm open for my mind to be changed. Yes, Jackson.
Have you thought that the aliens just want to see Myrtle Beach in the summer?
Myrtle Beach is nice. Maybe so. Maybe the aliens think we're funny and these are like vacations for them. And they come and they quietly observe, but they recognize if they made their presence known that we would absolutely 100% freak the F out.
Yeah, it's like watching deer.
I've never heard it said that way, but that's actually very apropos.
You don't want to spook it.
Yeah, you don't want to spook. You're watching the deer, and they're down there drinking the water, and they're doing their little deer thing, and maybe they're rubbing their antlers against the trees, and they're scrubbing off. But, if you... off they run, and you don't get to see the deer anymore. Maybe. And maybe they're taking some of us home with them as souvenirs. There are disappearances all the time, right? We'd make great pets, as the song goes. I don't know. I doubt it. I have my sincerest doubts. 21 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Defend Systems. Defend Systems is simply a life safety and security consulting firm based right here in Middle Tennessee that can help save your life. You heard me correctly, and I'm not overstating the case. Brink Fiddler and his team can help save your life in the unlikely event that you find yourself in the midst of a dangerous situation, like an active shooter, workplace violence situation, an emergency with an intruder that has come on your property, at your school, at your church, at your place of business. Do you know what to do? Ask yourself, if something like this happened, and it is not likely that it would, but if it did, what would you do? Do you know what to do? Do you know how to act in a room? Do you know whether to fight or to flee? What do you do if you find someone that has been injured by a bullet from a gunman? Do you know when to act and how to act? What type of medical response to offer that person? This is all what Brink Fiddler does on a daily basis, and he customizes it to your facility. Friends, you need this training. If you're not a decision maker, but you work in a business and you want to see this training come to your business, talk to the decision makers. And if you are a decision maker, talk to Brink Fiddler. 615-236-6484, 236-6484, or online at defendsystems.com. Hope is not a plan. It's time to get trained with Defend Systems.
A member of the Trump administration offering an outline of a proposed deal with Iran. That story and more coming up at 5:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's the 5:30 newscast. That's on the way in about 5 minutes. After that, a final nincompoops in the news for the week. Ken Weaver won yesterday.
So that means I win for the week, right?
That's
on a Thursday.
I think that's right. I think I can't remember who won for the rest of the week, so we might. Oh,
Hear ye. You're both losers.
thanks, Jackson. Hey, Ken.
Yes, sir.
By popular demand,
Yeah.
I would like to offer a third brief reading from the Book of Kiss.
Let's hear it.
Oh, by the way, before I get to this reading, my apologies. I mislabeled the year on the previous song. It was 1979, not 1976. This one is from 1983. It is a song written by the now award-winning Hall of Fame songwriters
Hall of Fame.
Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. Yeah. Don't want to wait till you know me better. Let's just be glad for the time together.
I love this video, man.
Life's such a treat, and it's time you taste it.
Yes, sir.
There ain't a reason on earth to waste it. It ain't a crime
No.
to be good to yourself.
No, sir.
Now, think about that lyric right there.
Oh.
It ain't a crime to be good to yourself.
Yeah.
Lick it up. Lick it up. Oh. It's only right now. Lick it up. Lick it up. Oh. Woo. Yeah. Lick it up. Lick it up. Oh. Come on. Lick it up. Lick it up. Oh. Don't need to wait for an invitation. You got to live like you're on vacation.
Yes, sir.
There's something sweet you can't buy with money. Lick it up. Lick it up. It's all you need. So believe me, honey, it ain't a crime to be good to yourself. It goes on for a long time, but for the most part, they just repeat, lick it up, lick it up. Oh. Big believers in repeating lyrics over and over again, Paul and
they made
Gene.
hundreds of millions of dollars.
They did. Was that was Lick It Up when they took off the makeup? I don't know.
Actually, I think the I Was Made for Loving You was when they might have taken the makeup off. Well, no, maybe it was Lick It Up where they did.
Makeup off.
Maybe they licked it off.
Maybe they did.
Licked it right off.
Makeup off Kiss song.
Yeah, look
the
that.
famous song that it was Lick It Up.
Lick
it
It
was. Released in 1983 as the title track of their 11th studio album, the band officially premiered their barefaced look on the song's music video during a live reveal on MTV. And you would say, go watch that video, y'all. And they go up from the feet to the waist. And boy, oh boy, men don't dress like that anymore. Let's just put it that way.
Well, they did back then.
They sure did. With them tight leather leopard breeches and makeup. And I mean, I guess they had makeup on. It was just a different kind of makeup. I don't know.
Maybe they had some eyeliner on.
Yeah, a little bit, Ken. A little bit. But I mean, who didn't back in the day?
Yeah.
I mean, he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Yes,
Bill wants to talk about aliens real quick. Hey, Bill.
Hey, I think you solved the Jimmy Hoffa mystery. It was an alien abduction.
Maybe. You never know. Or maybe the mafia.
Well, the mafia probably subbed it out to the alien.
That'd be just like the mafia.
Yeah. That's all I got.
All right,
Have a
Bill.
good one.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. That takes us right to the bottom of the hour newscast on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
5:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. A member of the Trump administration offering an outline of the proposed deal with Iran. Here's ABC's senior White House correspondent Selena Wang.
The senior administration official says it includes reopening that critical waterway, the Strait of Hormuz, and ending the U.S. blockade. It also says it, quote, leads to the dismantling of the Iranian nuclear program, that it would lead to the U.S. getting that enriched material out, that material being destroyed and removed from the country. And also it would include an inspection regime to make sure that this is a long-term commitment and enforceable.
In West Texas this morning, a manhunt, a mass shooting that left 1 dead and 10 injured, a standoff with an exchange of gunfire, and finally the suspect killed. That's what happened in Midland, Texas this morning. ABC's Alex Stone has been tracking the events for us.
We just got his name, Victor Villarreal, that apparently he ran from police on Wednesday. They were trying to do a traffic stop from the Department of Public Safety. When they tried to pull him over, they say he ran and fired at officers, but he was able to get away. And they had been looking for him for several days. This morning, tracked him down, went to try to arrest him, and shots were fired. There were a number of civilians who were in the area and who were hit by his gunfire. None of the officers or troopers. Then he ran into that abandoned veterinary building, and then he was holed up inside there.
Federal regulators are fast tracking a treatment for a dangerous parasite now reappearing in the U.S. It's called nitinpyram, and it's used for emergency use against New World screwworm in dogs and cats. The larvae feed on living tissue, and they can infect pets, livestock, and occasionally humans. Recent cases reported in Texas and Mexico have raised concern among animal health officials. And for the first time in 32 years, the first men's World Cup match going to be held on U.S. soil. Team USA facing off against Paraguay just outside of L.A. That's where we find ABC's Christiane Cordero.
Even just walking around the stadium and around the city of Los Angeles, which we know has a huge international community, you really see the passion starting to come out and people just really excited for this tournament to kick off here on home soil. Of course, today you also see a lot of Team USA, and it should be really exciting to kick things off here. We are going into the tournament expected to win our group, and we've heard from the boys who say that they are carrying that pressure with a lot of pride. They know what's at stake.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Crashes, BNA 40 eastbound right there at Briley Parkway. In Hermitage, we've got 2 crashes. One's at Lebanon Pike at Old Hickory Boulevard East. Another one is at Central Pike and Brandow Road. I'm Ken Weaver.
Friends, King & Associates Insurance wants to protect your family through homeowners and automobile insurance and much, much more. And it is time. If you've not done life insurance, I understand that's a sensitive topic, but they can help you out with it at King & Associates. Whether you're a first-time homeowner, a growing family, or shopping for better automobile rates, they make it very simple. No pushy salespeople. I love working with these folks. Emery was so good to me, and I know he'll be good to you as well. Local and independent, they don't work for an insurance company. They work for you, right? And they can shop the entire marketplace and find the right rates for you, the right coverage for you and your family. 329-8121 is the number, 329-8121. Tell Emery and the rest of the team that Matt Murphy sent you over to King & Associates Insurance. You can also go online at kinginsurance.com, kinginsurance.com, and find out more about them. kingassociates.com. King & Associates Insurance, protecting what matters most. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Nincompoops in the news on the way, coming up in mere seconds. Several of you commenting on the inclusion of Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons of the band Kiss in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and several not so happy about it. 0044 writes in and says, did you notice that on their first album, it had their name with periods, K period, I period, S period, S period, making it an acronym? Knights in Satan's Service. That's what it stood for. And the two SS were like lightning bolts, like a Nazi SS. Pretty good trivia, eh? I have read one. Everyone involved in KISS completely denies that KISS stood for Knights in Satan's Service, and I've read the story about where the name came from, and I can't remember it for the life of me. But I have read where they did intentionally alter the graphic of the last two letters of their name at some point. I mean, the suggestion that they would do anything with a Nazi SS symbol on it. Gene Simmons is of Israeli descent. He is a proud Jewish person, and he has extended family that went through the Holocaust, and so any suggestion that he would do something in honoring Nazism or any part of the Nazi regime is just absurd. But I have read where they did not realize that they had done something so similar, and they altered the graphic later on so as to not reflect what some were suggesting was the case. In the meantime, I've been asked real quick, guys, y'all, you just do me one, just real quick. The last one, I promise, but several people have asked for this, okay? You ready? Jackson, you ready? Is Ken back there?
Ken, you back there?
Lay it on us.
By request, Beth, I hear you calling.
Now, this is a good one.
But I can't come home right now.
No.
Me and the boys are playing, and we just can't find the sound.
I mean, we're trying.
Just a few more hours, and I'll be right home to you.
Just hold on, baby.
I think I hear them calling, oh, Beth, what can I do? Beth, what can I do?
You can get your ass home.
Let's do Nincompoops in the news. Let's see where you go. Hit the music, Jackson. That's the punchline.
Nincompoops in the news.
Yeah, Beth, I know you're lonely. Yeah, I'm lonely. You're out drinking and partying with the boys.
Playing that heathen rock and roll.
Something, hey, somebody's trying to get me to go out with the boys tonight, Ken.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, trying to get me into trouble.
Brother Jackson.
Yeah. Wants me to go out with him to watch the USA take on whoever we're taking on in that
Paraguay,
that soccer match.
Oh yeah.
Where are we going to be?
The roof.
What is that?
Think about it.
Over there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's right over there.
Yeah.
Huh. It was to sell albums. Says 0044. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so,
whenever Gene Simmons got word that people thought that they were Satanists, he apparently said, all right. He thought, that's even better.
They did. I have read where he didn't care about any of that, but it did annoy. I think I'm right on this, Ken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when he heard that somebody thought that the SS in KISS was like SS, like the Germans. I mean, Gene Simmons is an Israeli. I mean, his family is from Israel. He is a Jewish person, and the last thing he would want to be is associated with the Nazi Germans. I think it's a little bit. We went through a little bit of a craze back in the 70s and 80s where every darn thing rock and roll did was the devil.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Bet you it was.
Oh, wow.
So Ken Weaver picks the order today.
Jackson's ready to move on with the show. Thank you, Jackson. I appreciate it. I don't know. Y'all, I don't know what I'm doing today. I am all over the joint. Have you noticed that?
There haven't been very many nincompoop stories this week. They have been hard to find.
Hard pressed to find
one, but it was hard.
I found one myself. I found
you
one
let me
myself.
go before Murphy.
No, let me go first there. Ken Weaver gets to pick, Jackson. You've already won the week. You get the trophy on Monday. Just be quiet over there while Ken talks. Go ahead, Ken.
I'm going to go first, Murphy, and then Brother Jackson.
Yeah.
DUI hit-and-run suspect found eating watermelon in stranger's kitchen. In Lone Tree, Colorado, a suspected drunken driver was found eating watermelon in a stranger's home after allegedly fleeing a hit-and-run collision. Police officers responded to a hit-and-run collision involving a wrong-way driver. Witnesses told officers the driver who struck another vehicle then ran away. Nearby, a homeowner discovered a stranger eating watermelon inside her home and called authorities. Officers arrived to find the trespasser was the hit-and-run suspect they were seeking. Body-worn camera video shared by the city of Lone Tree government on Facebook shows the suspect, whose identity was not immediately released, being arrested while standing in the stranger's kitchen. Officials said a preliminary breath test indicated he had a blood alcohol concentration of 0.122 over the legal limit.
That's drunk.
He now faces charges of felony trespassing, driving under the influence, careless driving, failure to report an accident, leaving the scene of an accident. Police said thank you to the citizens who quickly reported this incident and provided information to officers. We are here to keep Lone Tree safe.
Maybe I missed it. Was it was their melon? He was stealing the melon too?
Yeah, it was their watermelon, and he just went in there and started eating it.
My goodness gracious. That's awful. Steal somebody's watermelon.
Yes, sir.
Man, I love a good melon, y'all.
Oh, boy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, when
nice
it's like real ripe and red,
cold,
sweet.
Been in the cooler all day. Oh, and you just get that big old knife and just shrunk. Oh, love it. Summertime's here, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Summertime is here. Jackson, you just sit over there quietly.
Why don't you bring me my trophy?
It's Friday, right?
Yep.
Monday.
I'm coming to take it.
You'll get it on Monday. Boston police are looking for 2 robbers armed with a gun who held up a children's lemonade stand in South Boston.
Oh, man.
The kids were not hurt, but shaken up. Happened around 4:40 in the p.m. this past Wednesday on West 9th Street. Dave Byrne said his 11-year-old daughter and 12-year-old son were selling lemonade when 2 kids asked to buy some. They then said that they didn't have any money to purchase the lemonade. Byrne said the 2 left, and when they came back, one flashed a gun in his waistband.
Goodness.
My kids immediately put their hands up and said, "Take whatever you want." I'm proud of my kids for that, and I'm proud of them for basically protecting each other, but also being smart in a bad situation. He said the 2 thieves took the cash box and ran off. Not clear how much money was inside. The box later found on the street empty. Boston police released surveillance video and photos of the 2 suspects Thursday afternoon, hoping to generate leads in the investigation. Byrne, the father, said, "Pretty disgusted with it. They're young children, 11 and 12. It was in the middle of broad daylight. It's sad. They're sad. They don't think something like this should ever happen, and it shouldn't." According to Boston City Councilor Ed Flynn, it's a horrific, senseless, and violent incident that takes place like this can be a traumatic experience for the neighborhood family. As neighbors, we must all understand what an injustice has been done.
Yes, sir.
And an injustice done to one of us is injustice to all of us. But I've got an update. Can I get the horn guy to give me an update horn, please? Yeah,
he's got a non-compete, man. It's a lot of legal paperwork.
Just throw one out there for us, and I'll figure it out. I'll pay him on the side later. Just give me one. Thank you.
That's non-union work.
An update to the lemonade story. 12-year-old boy who said the lemonade stand he runs with his 11-year-old sister in South Boston was robbed this past Wednesday. Back open for business today.
Yes, sir.
With a new mission. Half the proceeds will go toward reducing gun violence. Well, good luck with that, kid. Boston police released the video yesterday of 2 male juveniles they are looking for in connection with the robbery. The victims told police the suspects walked by the stand. I told portions of this story, but they are back open for business today, and they're going to give half of their proceeds to try to, quote-unquote, end gun violence, which I don't expect that that's going to work out. But maybe if you gave half of the proceeds for the purpose of creating paddles and straps so as to whip the asses of these young juveniles that decided that it's a good idea to steal from other people. If they had parents that actually cared about the raising of their children, these other children wouldn't be doing this to these other children. And those children and those parents are nincompoops.
That's terrible.
That's just awful. Apparently, they're juveniles that committed these atrocious acts. The real nincompoops are the people that are trying to raise kids in Boston. And if you don't believe me, ask Canadian Chris Hand about all of that.
He'll tell you.
He'll know. He knows all about it. Jackson, you're a nincompoop, sir.
Oh, you ready?
We're ready.
Okay. British Columbia man arrested after arriving for probation meeting in stolen truck. A young man in British Columbia has been arrested after arriving at his probation appointment in a stolen vehicle, Mounties say. The RCMP's Integrated Municipal Provincial Auto Crime Team.
Don't worry about pre-reading it. Don't worry about it.
Impact was conducting surveillance on a stolen Ford F-350 pickup truck in Surrey on June 4th when officers saw the offender exit a residence and get into the truck's passenger seat. The agency said in a news release Wednesday. The surveillance team then followed the truck, which had been stolen in Coquitlam on May 31st. Coquitlam.
That's what I've seen that drug advertised on TV.
On May 31st to the offender's scheduled meeting with his probation officer. While the known offender checked in, the driver circled the area around the probation office. Once the offender returned to the truck, the vehicle continued its way toward Abbotsford. The officer stopped the vehicle, which was driving carelessly, and arrested both occupants without an incident in Abbotsford, police say. The operation highlights how coordinated surveillance and strong partnership directly support community safety, eh? Sergeant Ben Breneau said in a statement.
Jackson decided his story wasn't going as well as he wanted to, so he broke out the Canadian accent.
By tracking the vehicle across multiple jurisdictions, our team was able to intervene safely and prevent further risk to the public, eh?
From South Canada.
Investigators have recommended charges against both individuals, police say.
Hey, Jackson, extra credit if you know what RCMP stands for.
Regional, County, Municipality, Police.
Well, it's so close.
That's way
So
to go,
close.
Brother Jackson.
Way to go, Jackson. It stands for Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's how we play nincompoops in the news.
Just the worst. Ken, I love you. I do. Let's not make a matter of taste a matter of fact. But in my opinion, one of the worst, quote unquote, power ballads in the history of power ballad. Just,
Come on, Murphy. Feel the pain here, dude.
Kid, it's a song about a woman wanting her guy to come home and he won't come home.
But he's got to rock and roll, man.
I got it in my blood, Beth. I don't know what to tell you, baby. I got to put this makeup on and get on stage.
Oh, my gosh.
Better than that slop they're coming out with nowadays. I will give it that.
Listen to this, man. Oh, here we go. More hours. Oh, man. Just 2 more hours.
Singing this to the women folk right now. I wonder if they wrote this before or after cheating on their significant others in the hotel.
Oh, they did.
I mean, come on.
I wonder if people who went to the concert cried during this song. I wonder if people flicked their Bics.
I would.
Did what?
Flicked their Bics.
Flicked their Bics. Jackson.
Held their lighters up.
A dated reference lost on young Jackson Williams. We used to flick our Bics, Jackson.
Probably wanted to save the butane for the joints.
I would have been more prone to cry during Rock and Roll All Night. That song just will not stop. Maybe that next hour. Speaking of stopping, that's Nincompoops in the News on Supertalk 99.7 WTN. Vote early, vote often. Jackson, Ken Weaver, Matt Murphy. Who you got? Jackson's already gotten the week taken care of. So it's like a friendly.
You still got to entertain.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tell everybody to vote for Ken Weaver.
Yay!
I mean, it's a rarity that I would ask you to come off my story. Although my story is very sweet. A lot of nincompoops involved. Just don't vote for Jackson. He's a big enough head already. That's how we play it. We'll be back in a moment. Another hour to go. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Friends and neighbors, the gift cards are only available in the store and redeemable in the store, and that's what you need to know about the Glock Store's gift cards. Folks, you've got to get over there for Father's Day and make it happen for Dad's Day. It's all about Dad over the next couple of weeks. And if you're thinking about Father's Day, if you're talking about Father's Day, you need to remember gift cards at the Glock Store. Go to the Glock Store for all of your Glock needs, for all of your gun needs, for all of your ammunition needs, for all of your accessory needs, for your training needs. They're there for you. They're available for you, and they'd love to see you. But most importantly, do this for Dad. I mean, because Dad deserves it. You go in, and if you're not sure what to get, if you're sure what to get him, just go and get him whatever you'd like to get him. You can get him a gun range session in their shooting rooms, never lanes, rooms at the Glock Store. You could do that. You could also get him some wonderful accessories or for ammo or whatever you'd like. But the bottom line is, if you don't know what you don't know, you can get him a gift card at the Glock Store. The Glock Store, go to shoot270.com to find out more. Go to glockstore.com to find out more, and get over to the Glock Store this weekend. Air Lane Drive, Elm Hill Pike to Air Lane Drive, just off of Brawley Parkway. Convenient from anywhere. Online at theglockstore.com. Tell them Matt Murphy sent you to the incomparable Glock Store.
Iran, prelude to a deal. Details coming up at 6 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Matt Murphy Show continues. One more hour to go after we complete this one, and we complete this one with Mike from Old Hickory. Mike, you get a lot of stock in SpaceX today?
Made a lot of money. I hope you did too.
Oh, of course, Mike. You know me.
Yep. And so, isn't it fascinating that Elon Musk is now a trillionaire, and what state ran him out of the state? And they tax people on their wealth.
Oh, yeah, and Gavin Newsom is grumping and complaining. Gavin Newsom, who's worth over $30 million, most of his money coming from bilking the government. Yeah, he's moaning and complaining about it. Hey, Mike, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Mike on hold because, we love Mike so much. We'll give him a little extra time on the other side. Jackson does not approve. Jackson's a no vote. Ken is just doing the news, boys. Matt Murphy is a yes vote, and so I win. Tie goes to the host. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. When we return, several news items we shall get to before we'll call it a weekend, include a few from right here in the state of Tennessee. The Metro Planning Commission failed the people who demanded action on data centers. This was in Davidson County this week. We'll talk about it, talk about those data centers. Also, Pete Buttigieg, easy for me to say, is all in on dismantling the Constitution of the United States for court-packing purposes. We'll discuss. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN, 6 o'clock. Time for news.
Six o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. A senior Trump administration official has shared a deal with Iran is close and would reopen the Strait of Hormuz and end the blockade, and does include language for the dismantling of the Iranian nuclear program. ABC's senior White House correspondent Selena Wang explains.
The official also stressed that if Iran complies, they will be relieved of a lot of economic pressures that they've been under for years. Important to note here that the language this official used is, quote, leads to, meaning that this is not a done deal yet. There would be a 60-day period of negotiations to hammer out some of these more technical and thorny issues.
A horrible scene in Midland, Texas, after a manhunt led to a mass shooting that left 1 dead and 10 injured. It ended with the gunman, who authorities say was a 45-year-old man named Victor Villarreal, in a standoff with officers until police shot and killed him. ABC's Alex Stone has an update on the victim's conditions.
We know 1 victim is dead. 10 others are injured in this. And we just got an update from the local hospital. 5 have now been released. The hospital is no longer on lockdown. 3 are out of the operating room now. 1 is still being operated on.
With World Cup soccer fans from all over the world in the U.S., health officials trying to calm any fears of the Ebola outbreak in the Congo. ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel says there are concerns that local health officials in Africa are missing a lot of positive cases.
There are some studies suggesting that we're only seeing the reports from about 20 to 60% of cases where there needs to be contact tracing. So the worry is, due to displacement and due to a lack of supplies and mistrust, that not all the cases and exposures are being counted right now, and the illness count could get much higher.
Ebola transmission requires close contact and exposure to bodily fluids. Meanwhile, a familiar flea treatment is now being used to fight a much more serious threat to pets in this country. The FDA has approved emergency use of nitipiram to kill screwworm larvae, which consume live flesh, and is showing up in cattle and now at least 1 dog in the desert Southwest. This drug works within hours, but experts say follow-up care and possible removal of larvae are still required. Officials warn pet owners it offers no lasting protection against reinfestation. Just watch your pet. So far, no sign of the screwworm here in Tennessee. And the government's tally of New World screwworm cases has risen to 9 since yesterday.
6 of the infestations involve cattle, 2 goats. But it's the case in New Mexico that has pet owners concerned. That one involves a dog.
It's definitely very scary, to have something travel and you don't know what it is.
Just worried that it might spread.
Carlos Mata is sticking to his vet's advice.
Just staying cautious, making sure there's no open wounds on my dog.
The screwworm fly lays eggs in open wounds primarily on cattle, but it can affect any mammal. Jim Ryan, ABC News in Dallas, Fort Worth.
That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Crashes Murfreesboro Pike at Bell Road, 40 westbound at I-440. In Williamson County, 65 northbound at June Lake. Rutherford County, Laverne, 24 eastbound at Waldron Road. And in Hermitage, Lebanon Pike at Old Hickory Boulevard. I'm Ken Weaver.
All right, let's get home with a purpose. It's one more hour to go of the Matt Murphy Radio Show. We'll call it a weekend. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hope you've got big weekend plans. Hope you're off your phone and with family and friends. That's my hope for you, because I always feel better when I'm away from social media and away from my phone and doing things in the real world, if you will. And I hope you do the same. 615-737-9986. Speaking of the phone, you can use it as a telephone. Give us a call, 615-737-9986. You can also hit us up on the super text line, where many of you have been voting for our final nincompoop in the news. Man, oh man, Jackson is getting way, way, way too many votes today. You go, Jackson. You had a good one. You going to talk about aliens or what? I already talked about aliens, 4317. Y'all, I invited people at 3 o'clock to call me throughout the course of the day and convince me that alien life was real, that aliens had visited planet Earth. And I'm talking about extraterrestrial, not illegal aliens from Mexico or whatever. I'm talking about actual extraterrestrial life. And nobody did. And I don't think people, when it comes down to it, actually believe that there are aliens from other planets that have visited planet Earth. I think they want to believe it. I think they like the idea of it. I think they get into science fiction movies and all of those things. But if you actually examine, if you take the time to try to figure out, unless there is some sort of dimension splitting that we're talking about, right? If you figure out exactly how long it would take, what the travel time would be to travel from another galaxy and get to the Earth, it's just not possible, which is why any science fiction movie that invests the time and the energy in attempting to explain it, they basically explain it the same way. It's magic. It's some sort of magic thing that they've figured out. Dilithium crystals or whatever. And you Star Trek nerds and you Star Wars nerds, you can come at me, bro. I'm right here. Because you know I'm right. All they say, basically, is it's magic. Because the amount of energy, the amount of time that it would take to travel these types of distances is just obscene. And I don't know how to take it. I don't know whether to take it seriously or not. I don't think people actually take it seriously. I think people want to believe it, and so they choose to say, oh, sure. Now, some folks are saying, well, these are demons, and this is an example of, faith-based things coming to Earth, and I'm not here to get into all of that. I'm telling you, I don't buy into it. I don't buy into it. And by the way, call me a cynic if you must. Well, let me ask it in the form of a question. Jackson, do you believe in ghosts?
No.
Ken Weaver? Is he back there? He's probably just doing the news.
He's in the little newsman's room.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Convenient. When I ask the tough questions, Weaver is in the bathroom. Y'all believe in ghosts? I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe that. I don't believe in ghosts. 4317. So basically you're saying unless we don't fully understand physics, there's no way aliens have visited, LOL. No, I'm saying that to understand physics is to understand that aliens have never visited Earth. If you understand the way physics works. Now, I understand that some have a theory that this is somehow wormhole splitting, or there is an ability that people have to tear the fabric of dimension and create a different dimension by which they can dimension hop into ours. And if that's your theory, then that's great. There's no evidence of that, but whatever. But in terms of actually physically getting in a spaceship and traveling in a spaceship from here to there, no, not going to happen. Takes too long. And I'm here for it. Mike is here to finish up his telephone call. Hey, Mike.
Traveled to the moon in 1969, landing on it. Unless you do believe that.
It occurred. No, I do believe that. It occurred to me, I saw something online, and I never thought about it this way, Mike. It only took 63 years. Think about this. Mike, you're probably around that age. I'm not asking you how old you are, but you're probably around there. Huh?
Older.
Okay.
Went through the 60s.
From
the Gemini program.
From the time that we first flew in 1903, it only took 66 years from first flight to landing on the moon. What about that?
That's correct.
That's incredible.
And now we have the ability to put stuff up in space anytime we want and go to the moon again with Artemis. We did it with Artemis 2. They just flew around for further away from the moon and from Earth ever. But now we have a company, and you know who I'm going to say, we can even go further beyond that. But Elon Musk does not want to spend money going to Mars right now. He wants to put AI into space to save everybody money. In other words, everybody complains about AI is going to destroy our electrical grid, water cooling. It's going to cost too much. Don't want it in the backyard. Well, guess what happened today? SpaceX just launched, and it was a great launch. That he is going to put stuff into space right around this Earth as a beginning to make sure that we can get AI at the lowest cost to people. And people don't understand that yet. They just don't. And so you better wake up. You better wake up. This guy is thinking way, way, way beyond the stupid nincompoops that you put on your air every day. So wake up. I just hope that you put some money into SpaceX, because this is the future. This is the future.
Mike, I appreciate the spirit in which you call and support SpaceX. I do as well. I'm glad that you bought some stock today. I appreciate it. I don't know that Elon Musk is as dedicated. I mean, he's talked about putting mining centers or data centers on platforms in outer space, and I'm here for that as well, particularly considering how people have been reacting to data centers over the last several weeks and months. To that end, I got a story about data centers that I will get to before the show is over. Wayne is on the phone, however, to talk to me about aliens. Hello, Wayne. Hey, Wayne.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Mr. Murphy, thank you for having me.
Of course.
Look, y'all were talking about the spaceships and all that stuff, and I was going to tell you, I saw a spaceship. I'm 54 years old, and this happened in my early 20s, and I was driving west after leaving work one evening, and man, that thing went from the left side of my windshield of my truck like a rainbow over to the right side. And the girl I was with at the time, I was telling her about it, and she was like, well, that might be right. And it was one of those things where, you know, when you're driving, you're just looking at what you're looking at, and then all of a sudden you see that, it makes you question. Well, I've decided, you know, later on that it was probably just a dadgum bug flying across my windshield. You know, this is how you kind of make stuff right in your mind. I saw a ghost years earlier than that, riding in the back of a truck, going past a graveyard, but it was a full moon shining through the leaves.
Wayne, I mean, are there other rational explanations for what you saw in your mind?
No. I mean, in my mind, no.
Well, I mean, no, I'm not here to dissuade you. I'm not. I'm. You know, I understand that people passionately believe that they saw what they saw, and I'm not here to move you off of that. I'm not here to suggest that you didn't see what you believe you saw. Yeah,
I saw what I saw at the time, and you know, you think about it logically. I mean, you know, just a few nights ago, I swore I heard a pig outside my house. We don't have pigs on this property here. And so my cousin lives on the property, and I was like, is there any chance of feral hogs around? He was like, man, I don't think so. And he's right. If it was true, then you'd probably see a feral hog dead on the side of the road. So, you got to look at it logically. I mean, I don't know.
What do you what do you think you saw?
Which time?
Well, the first time, the first thing you were describing.
The first thing I thought I saw was a saucer-shaped something going across the sky, but now I'm questioning, well, later on, now I know what I think. But right after that, I was thinking, I saw that. It was a blur because I was looking at the road, and I started thinking, well, it's probably a dead-gum June bug flying across the windshield. And the perspective is not...
Yeah, I would guess June bug. Wayne, I appreciate the call. I appreciate the explanation. I got to move along. Thank you for joining in. It's not the robust... I mean, it's a defense. You saw what you saw. It's an eyewitness report. I don't know that it's the robust position that aliens are real that I was necessarily looking for. I am continuing to take applications. 615-737-9986. I will share with you the thoughts shared by the Metro Council on the issue of data centers, and the fact that they made no action has a lot of people in Davidson County a little ticked off. We'll do that next on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, friends, it's Matt Murphy for Contours LLC. It's summertime. I mean, not officially, but it's coming. I mean, it's basically summertime with the heat. And maybe like your yard, you've come out of hibernation with just a little extra here and there. You know what I'm saying? After New Year, maybe you lost a little weight. Maybe you started a journey last year that changed your life, but you didn't get exactly where you wanted to be. Did you lose a little in the belly and didn't get it all done? Did you look in the mirror recently and realize, man, oh man, I've let myself go since I tried to lose weight at the beginning of the year? Go back to feeling good about yourself at Contours LLC in Franklin. They'll help you finish the job. Their FDA-cleared red light body contouring and facials tighten skin, bring back your natural shape. Get a facial or belly buster for $99 or both for $149. They even guarantee you will lose 2 inches across your midsection, or it's free. No strings attached. Ready for the full transformation? Ask about the Murph, which is the premier sculpting and maintenance program that you need. You can also ask about the Dan Mandis special, which targets fat loss on your belly and refreshing your face. If you've got goals, they have answers at Contours LLC. They'll help you accomplish those goals. Book today at 615-236-9960. 236-9960 or online contoursllc.com. Contours LLC. What do you have to lose but inches? Hello, folks. Matt Murphy for Accurate Mortgage. Accurate Mortgage can help you with all of your mortgage needs, bottom line. Bottom line is this, too. If you're confused about where we are on mortgages, don't feel alone. There's a lot of people out there with a little bit of confusion as to how the economy's going and where we're going with our mortgage rates. You need a trusted local advisor that can help you guide you through this crazy marketplace for your home purchase, your home refinance, not some Joe Blow off the internet. Last thing you need is some anonymous chat box telling you that they know exactly what's going on in Nashville. They don't know what's going on in Nashville, Tennessee. That's the entire point. Unlike the big online lenders at Accurate Mortgage, you are a name, you're a neighbor, you're a family member, really, by extension. And they'll be able to save you money every month by getting rid of higher interest credit card consumer debt. They can help you with a current mortgage. They can get you a cash out refi, whatever your need might be. They're going to be there for you to give you honest and advice that truly does help you understand exactly what's going on in the mortgage industry. Visit Accurate Mortgage today at AccurateMTG.com, AccurateMTG.com, Accurate Mortgage and MLS 1299944. Rates and terms subject to change, equal housing lender. Give them a call today. Schedule a visit with them, AccurateMTG.com.
Positive tone on Iran. This story and more coming up at 6:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Thank you, Ken Weaver. 25 minutes after 6 o'clock, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I really want to know what you think of the Ariel School incident. I don't think it will convince you because I don't think you'd be convinced by anything short of an alien physically shaking your hand, but I'm just curious to know your explanation. I will look it up, Ariel School incident. I will do so during the bottom of the hour newscast. You can call me 4317 and let me know. But so far, I'm not. Look, I could be convinced. I'm not that closed off. I'm just telling you where I'm at on it now. But I promise you, if I'm coming off as closed-minded on this, I don't mean to. I'm a little more closed-minded on the issue of ghosts than I am on the issue of extraterrestrial life from other planets. Because I am willing to accept, as 4317 has written, I'm saying it's possible we don't understand physics. There have been too many people that have seen aliens or whatever you want to call them for it to be nothing. No, I mean, given the course of human history, I would look at it a different way and say that there have been way too many instances of quote unquote sightings for us to only have, grainy, blurry video of, unexplained phenomenon. I mean, I think you could look at that both ways. I'm willing to look at everything comprehensively, and I'm willing to accept that there are certain aspects of wormholes or multidimensional physics that I don't understand, that we don't understand as human beings because we can't possibly explore that with our little bitty brains, and maybe that would lend itself to alien life being able to get to this planet. On the issue of ghosts, I'm just more hard and fast on it, but be that as it may, Scott is next up. Hey, Scott, glad you called.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man.
I'm in the position that I really hope that aliens have been among us, because otherwise that means Gavin Newsom is one of us.
Nancy Pelosi, too.
Yeah. Have a wonderful afternoon, Buck.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. 615-737-9986. Tom is next up. Hey, Tom, how are you?
Doing real good. I got a Dolly Parton story for you.
Oh, I love those.
Talking about old TV shows the other day. You ever hear the TV show Candid Camera?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. In 1979, Dolly Parton was on that. She was in a parking lot walking around acting like she had a sprained ankle. So she'd get people to pick her up and carry her to her car. The funny part is she couldn't remember where her car was.
Really?
Yeah, Look it up. I had this memory of it, so I Googled it yesterday to make sure I was right. Yeah, you can Google it, and it's on there.
I had no idea that this was a thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all in on that. You know me. What was the payoff was she had a sprained ankle, couldn't walk, asked people, she's a pretty young woman, asked people to help carry her to her car, and then she would tell them that she didn't know where her car was.
Yeah, one of the payoff is, with the old Candid Camera show, they'd say, "Smile, you're on Candid Camera."
Mm-hmm. There you go. Well, that's great, Tom. That's a fabulous story. That'll get me through my weekend, buddy.
All right. Have a good weekend.
All right, man. Take care. That's Tom. Little Dolly action. Who knew? Candid Camera. Terry is next up on the subject of aliens. Thank you for calling, Terry. How are you?
All right. My proof is a little bit older than recent times, so it makes it a harder one to explain because the drones wasn't around. This is 20 years ago. I worked late, and I decided to pull into a dark spot in town to rest for an hour or two where I could eat breakfast before going home. And I pulled up my car. I was in a T-top Camaro. I laid the seat back. I noticed some lights moving in a funny spot. It made me focus. And a circle of lights, 8 lights, that if you took a 50-cent piece and held out at arm's reach would be about that big around, come in, slowly rotating, went all the way overhead and all the way out of sight. It's cloudy, like the lights from the town kind of made the sky glow, but it's cloudy, and these lights was in the lowest layer of clouds. It shook my faith. I almost had a panic attack that night, and it shook my faith because I have no explanation. This was before drones.
Wow. I mean, that's the very definition of a UFO, right?
Yeah, I have. There's no helicopter that big, and if it was that close, you would hear it. There's no plane that moves that slow. It's cloudy, and being that close, there's no plane that's silent. I have no way to explain it to this day.
Well, look, like I told the previous caller, Terry, I mean, these stories are compelling, and I don't try to pull people off these stories. I mean, they've seen what they've seen. They're relating what they've seen. I've never had an experience like that, and perhaps had I an experience like that, I would be more convinced that there's something extraterrestrial going on. I've not yet been convinced with my own eyes. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to learn. I know that people believe it. I know that Terry believes it. I mean, obviously. You hear him relate a story like that. I bet that many of you have similar stories. Some of them can be explained in ways that you don't quite understand that are not extraterrestrial, and others a little more difficult. It's time for the news. Not difficult to know that. It's 6:30 Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Matt Murphy with Super Talk 99.7 WTN, and this morning we are out and about at my house, my brand new house that I've been talking about on the radio, with Nate from USS. What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm excellent. How about you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
We invited Nate out. Now, obviously, when you're a new homeowner, especially when you buy a house that's got a few years on it, you don't know what you're dealing with in terms of foundation. And I know that Nate knows a lot more about what I don't see and what I don't know about than I do. So bring the experts out and get them to check out your house. Hey guys, Matt Murphy again with Nate with USS, and Nate has just wrapped up kind of a look at the house. And Nate, what'd you find?
Well, your house is in pretty good shape for the age of it. I had to look pretty hard to find.
Okay.
Your house being on a slope like it is here, I think we could do a lot of good by trying to terminate your downspouts a little
Okay.
further from the house there.
Okay.
Roof water is the killer of foundations, and so if we can just get it to a positive grade to drain away from your house, I think that's real cheap insurance.
You want to kind of get it out and downhill.
That's right. Yeah.
That's
So
the idea.
make sure that it doesn't come right back down towards the foundation walls and causing issues, settlement or leakage.
Now, if folks are watching this video and they are like, we need to get Nate out to the house to do a look. I mean, it took, I watched you do it. It's, like 30, 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
To do a comprehensive kind of an examination around the house. and they just give you a call and schedule?
Yeah, absolutely. You can call our main phone number, or you can call reach USSTN.com and schedule right through the website there. Our girls in the call center will get back to you just about immediately, as long as it's during business hours. So
this just makes a lot of sense, folks, for you guys to do an examination of your house like we've done, to check it out. I'm going to get those gutters done with Nate and his team at USS, and then we'll do a video and let you know how those look at the end of all of this. So thank you, guys.
Hey, that'd be great.
We appreciate you, brother.
Matt, we appreciate you.
The guaranteed offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. You go to our website, you fill out a quick form, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house, there's no showings, we pay all cash, we close in as little as 21 days, stress-free. We've helped thousands of homeowners just like you sell your home the hassle-free way with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate.
Hey, this is Pastor Al, and join us on Super Talk 99.7, Sunday evenings from 7 to 8. We're going to look at the news from a biblical perspective.
I believe it was a SpaceX $150 open, and it closed just over $160. That's great news. 6139 says, your shoes in the commercial are terrible. What?
We played an ad on the YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, All right. Fair enough. So be it. Do you believe there is a God, parentheses, supernatural? Do you believe in the Holy Ghost? Then you believe in supernatural and ghosts. Would love for you to discuss this. I do not believe in ghosts as they are typically described, and that would be the spirit of an individual that has passed on, that is somehow lingering behind for a purpose beyond our understanding, whether it be in a home, a place of business, where they died. I just don't believe that. I believe that your spirit moves on upon death to a place beyond our understanding, and that is just what I believe on the issue of ghosts. Alvin is next on the issue of aliens, and we'll get to the movie review. Don't you worry, Jackson. We'll get to it in a moment. Alvin, what's going on with you?
I don't know it. Well, before we get to that, let me tell you, it's not ghost. It's called a vivid dream.
A vivid dream.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not okay. Next thing is, I want to let you know that you've been infiltrated at your station by an alien. He claims to be from L.A., but he's from Los Alamos. He attended a private school for the offspring who crashed near Las Cruces. His name is Mandandis. He likes popcorn and coffee. No humans on Earth do that.
Yeah, you know what, Alvin? This is perhaps some of the most compelling testimony that I've heard in a long time, presenting the existence of aliens. Yeah.
He is a lizard. And the movie to watch for y'all is the Chuck Norris one, Silent Rage. You got to watch that.
All right. We're gonna take that under advisement. My goodness gracious. Mandis on vacation, off for a week, catching strays at 6:40 at night on the Matt Murphy Show, getting called a lizard person. My goodness gracious. Yeah, hit it. I'm ready. Let's go. 5807 says he's also a grown man that likes bubble baths, and if that's not proof, I don't know what is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we might disagree on the issue of alien life beyond our planet or on Ghost, but we don't disagree on this. It's time for Matt Murphy Movie Mayhem, and we're kicking it up a notch this week as young Jackson Williams and I have decided that we're getting out and about. We haven't really decided which theater we're going to. It's either Thoroughbred in Franklin or it's 100 Oaks, that beautiful. What is that theater called over there in 100 Oaks? 100 Oaks?
Yeah, I just call it 100 Oaks.
It's gorgeous. I've been outside of it. I've seen the beautiful, what would we say, promenade. Oh, it's nice with all of the neon and whatnot. But wherever we go, we'll be watching a film of the audience's choosing. And here's how we're going to do it. We will describe the 4 nominees for our movie adventure this Sunday afternoon. Young Jackson and I have decided to go to the movies Sunday afternoon. Jackson, I'm buying. How about that?
Hell yeah.
Well, let me clarify. I'm buying a movie ticket for me. I'm buying a movie ticket for you. I'm buying popcorn for me. I think you're on your own on popcorn, right? Because you steal the popcorn from the theater.
I do not do that anymore.
Haven't you told me that in the past?
I do not do that anymore.
Would you like to? I have shared some of my shame. I talked about dumpster diving at the McDonald's at West Georgia College in Carrollton, Georgia during my college days. There is no shame in this game, Jackson, but you described something to me that I found fascinating.
So me and my buddy who's getting married next week, Tyler.
Uh-huh.
When we would go to the movie.
Uh-huh.
in middle school and high school, we would, or he would. I've never done this. I've been a part of it, and I've enjoyed it, but I have never done this myself physically.
I feel like you're lying, but go ahead.
We would grab a popcorn bucket on the top of the trash receptacle.
Yes.
Go to the restroom and wipe it off. Give it a good wipe.
Yeah, sure.
And get one of them fancy free refills.
So, okay, so a couple of things. At movie theaters, if you buy the large popcorn, they come with free refills.
Yes.
That's how they encourage you to get the large popcorn. Because they figure once you're done with that bucket of popcorn, you're pretty much not coming back for a refill. And oh, by the way, that popcorn costs them absolutely nothing. So what you would do, illegally, I might add, is you would look around and find a freshly discarded empty bucket of popcorn.
Yes.
And then you would clean that out as best as you could in the restroom area. Wait maybe until the previews had begun in the film that you're watching, movie that you're watching, and then off you go to the popcorn stand for a nice refill at no cost to you.
Yes.
You heard about this. You never did it.
Oh, I knew. I mean, I've watched him do it.
Uh-huh. Did you enjoy some of the popcorn?
Always.
Oh, so you were just too much of a wimp to do it yourself.
Yeah, I was just the accomplice.
You were hey fellas, I'll be the lookout.
Yeah. I'll go get our seats in the theater.
That is dastardly, it's shameful, and it's also pretty smart. We'll not be doing that Sunday. I will be purchasing your first popcorn. And I'll get you a nice large, so you get a movie ticket and you get a popcorn and you get a drink, Jackson, just like I would give my own flesh and blood. But that's it. If you want any candy, you're on your own on candy or anything else.
I'm going to order steak at the movie theater.
Are you?
No.
Can you do that?
I'm sure.
I haven't been in a while. When's the last time I went to the theater? Surely we saw something fairly recently. I don't know. One way or the other, here are the four nominees. Are you ready for the poll?
Yes,
are you ready?
Poll is ready to be started.
All right, poll is up and running on YouTube chat. You go over to the YouTube chat, click on Supertalk 99.7 WTN, find our show, click on our show, and you can vote. Here are the four nominees that are currently in theaters that we will be watching one of these films this weekend and reporting back. Five nominees. Can we do five? I think I have five. Did you do 4 or 5?
I did 4.
Which one is not in there? Masters?
No, Masters is in there.
Backrooms?
Is in there.
Sheep Detectives?
Oh, I forgot that.
Oh, man. All right. Well, it is what it is. All right. The 4 nominees are Backrooms, a horror flick reflecting on, the concept that there are backrooms available. I don't know. Horror flick. I want to see it. I wanted to see the Sheep Detectives, but Jackson didn't include that one. Disclosure Day, the Steven Spielberg film about disclosing some of this alien stuff. Breadwinner, good buddy Nate Bargatze is doing really well in the theaters with that film. And then finally, Masters of the Universe. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get Sheep Detectives in there, but...
You want me to redo it?
Yeah, I want you to redo it. Do you mind? No. Yeah, go ahead and redo it. We got time. So the 5 films will be Backrooms, Sheep Detectives, because I feel like we're getting we're getting the comedy with Breadwinner, we're getting Sheep Detectives, which is also somewhat of a comedy, but it's an animal flick. Backrooms, there's our horror. Disclosure Day is kind of a sci-fi thriller, alien deal. And then Masters of the Universe, I feel like that's probably the least of the 5 films, only because Jackson did not live through the original Masters of the Universe, He-Man, Skeletor thing. My power is beyond your understanding. So he's probably not going to be as into it as maybe I would be. But those are your 5 films. Vote early, vote often. Supertalk 99.7 WTN on the YouTube chat, and we will report before the show is done.
I can only do 4.
Okay, so just leave Sheep Detectives off then. Or did you do Masters of the Universe off? Leave Masters off if you can. Because I don't feel like,
I was down to see Masters.
Oh, were you? Well, you do whatever you need to do.
I left it off because you said leave it off.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Masters is, did you live through Masters of the Universe? Did you live through He-Man?
No, but it was referenced pretty heavily in Ted.
Yeah, it was He-Man was a big deal back in the day. The power of Grayskull and all that kind of crap. Thomas has a thought on UFOs while folks vote on the movie that we'll be going to see. Thomas, what's your thought?
Is it me?
Yes, sir. Tom, is this Thomas?
Yes, sir. This is Thomas, but it wasn't on UFOs. It was on the like subject of what we're talking about.
Okay, yes, sir.
First of all, I wanted to tell you that you're my favorite radio host in the world. I've been working at a trucking company for 7 years. I've been listening to talk radio. I'm 58. I listen every day, religiously. We agree about 90% on politics. Sometimes we go off a little scale. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to share two to three quick things so I don't keep you on the phone. One, if you ever need an allergy expert, I've been through it. I went to see my doctor about it today. I've been dealing with it for the last 4 years. Okay, so it's worse for some people. It's not that big of a deal for other people. Two, on the believing in things, I don't really honestly believe in ghosts, UFOs, or any of those things. I'm skeptical of everything that ever comes into my ears. I don't trust anything. But I lost my son to suicide back in 2019. And I have seen some things. And things have come in front of me that I cannot explain. And I'm from around the Triune, College Grove, Chapel Hill area. I grew up my whole life listening about the Chapel Hill light. You know, my grandmother, when she was a small girl, knew the man that got killed out there. And we went out there one time when I was about 18 or 19 years old. I had a girl with me. And we'd been out there 5 or 6 times and seen a light that I could have explained away in 100,000 times. But one day we're out there and this thing glows up on the middle of the track. And a bunch of us guys just decide that we're just going to walk down towards it. Okay? I'm parked over in the ditch with my girlfriend in it, and she's screaming, and we're walking towards this light, and this light disappears and jumps about 30 feet from the truck that we were in. And needless to say, I've not been back out there since.
Yeah, I bet so.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, I have seen some things that I can't understand. I don't believe in any of these things, but I will tell you this. My cousin bought a place up on Tim's Ford, and my dream, and I've told him 100 times, I want to see Matt Murphy when he comes out here, because you're the dude I wait for. I mean, as a trucking guy, if I'm at work 12, 13 hours a day, I used to hate it when you went to this shift, but I love it now. Because
thank you. I'm glad.
Them extra hours.
Well, Thomas, incredible story, and thank you for relating the story to us. To 1036, I feel like I've rushed 1036, and I just want to say that I publicly apologize to 1036 if I rushed you. 1036 said that they just had a negative experience on the air with me, and that they were nervous on the air. I don't know who you were when you called 1036, but I apologize. It's not been my finest day, I'll be honest with you. I have felt all over the map today and a little out of it. I don't know if I'm coming down with something. So to anyone listening today, I mean, you're very kind. Thomas was very kind in saying the words that he said, but I don't feel like I've been, only the mediocre are at 100%, 100% of the time. So I'll just chalk it up to that, call it a weekend in just a couple of minutes, and we'll crank it back up on Monday with news you can use. It's 52 after the hour on Super Talk. USS stands for United Structural Systems. Friends, local matters. The local foundation and waterproofing experts live here, work here. They understand how Tennessee's soil, weather, and homes behave. And they've been trusted since 1994. Serving homeowners since that time with over 30,000 local homeowners trusting USS. That experience means that they've seen just about every type of problem under the sun. Every crack and leak tells a story. USS understands what those signs mean with no guesswork, just expert diagnosis from people who understand Tennessee homes. If you've noticed the telltale signs, if you don't know what they are, go to USSTN.com. But if you've noticed, you need to make the call that so many others have made. Local service, long-term protection, and a transferable lifetime warranty on the repairs performed. Book your free home inspection at USSTN.com, USSTN.com, United Structural Systems. Problem solvers, experienced locals. They are USS. If you hear someone in the health insurance industry telling you, well, there's nothing we can do until open enrollment season, may I make a recommendation to you? Write this telephone number down, write this name down, and call this person Monday morning. Shane Ring, Cover Nash, 615-465-0023. You're not going to hear that from Shane. Now, you might be limited in some of the options that you have, depending on your circumstance, and we never like to pigeonhole circumstances because everybody's different. But the bottom line is Shane can help. He can shop the entire marketplace. He can find a way to get you in a better situation if you're in a bad way when it comes to your health insurance. So those people that tell you, well, open enrollment is just that. It's open enrollment. And when it's not open enrollment, it's closed enrollment. That is just a lot of excuse making. Insurance companies want you to believe that way because they want to lock you in to where you're at. You don't have to play by these rules. You don't have to play by Washington's rules. Shane Ring at Cover Dash can help you cut your costs. Keep your doctor, keep your hospital, skip the government red tape. That's what it's all about. So if you're self-employed, uninsured, or simply tired of paying too much, 615-465-0023 or online coverdash.com. Cover Dash, real health coverage managed by you, not by the government. See, I feel like I'm a little in a corner here on this decision to be made. By the way, it's the Matt Murphy Show. A few more moments before we'll call it a weekend. Thank you for being with us. Once again, thank you for indulging me today. I've not been at my best. I apologize for that. We'll try to be better on Monday. Lots to get into next week, obviously. I hope you have a wonderful weekend of rest and relaxation. Now, Jackson Williams and I are engaging in Matt Murphy Movie Mayhem this weekend at one of these two theaters. I'm told that one of them serves beer and one of them does not. That's what I'm told. We're going to the one that serves beer.
I believe that's the Hundred Oaks.
You think? Well, we got to figure it out.
I've been to Hundred Oaks and I've seen their bar, so.
Okay, well, there you go. I was told that it was the other, so maybe it's both. Who knows? Jackson, you got an update on the big vote tally?
We have a tie.
A tie.
Yes.
What were the votes? Give us the rundown.
1 second. Oh,
All right.
I closed it out.
Okay. I can open it back up. Unless,
1 second.
Uh-huh. Yes, we got all the time in the world. Well, actually, we've got like 2 minutes. Let's see what we can do here. I can probably pull it up quicker than you. Or maybe not, because I didn't have... Oh, there, I got it. Matt Murphy, Movie Mayhem. How did we get a tie vote at 39%? That's amazing. Breadwinners comes in just ahead of Backrooms. Backrooms was at 8%. Breadwinners at 14%. Tied at 39% each. Disclosure Day and Sheep Detectives. Here's what we're going to do. Without him, don't talk to him about this. He's going to pick. I think that's fair. Jackson, do you agree with these terms? Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've just decided as he walks into the room right now, have you been listening to the show? Mason has not been listening to the show. Jackson, I think I know which movie you would go with. I think you know which movie I would go with.
Yes.
I think we should let Mason decide. Do you agree to these terms?
I agree to these terms.
Mason, the two movies you are to select from that Jackson, we will be going to one of these films Sunday afternoon, are Disclosure Day or Sheep Detectives. Jackson, don't you say a word. You be quiet in there. Mason, what do you think?
I'm going to be very honest.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
I've been on an alien kick recently.
All right.
And I think those sheep are aliens. I'd go with Sheep Detectives.
Oh! Oh! Oh, he did the thing with the thing and the head thing and the boom! Oh, and he tore out Jackson's soul. He tore out your soul and fed it to you. Sheep Detectives it is. I thought you were going Disclosure Day. I was convinced. You had me convinced. All right, Jackson, just without pouting, we'll figure it out, and we'll report back on Monday. Until then, have a wonderful evening, folks. For Jackson Williams, Ken Weaver, and the rest of the group, have a great weekend. Hug your loved ones. So long.